Thank you, Ed. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Etihad Stadium. As we've said, the roof is closed. Joining me is Sydney Premiership coach Paul Roos. Plenty of excitement, Roosie. It's round one. It's been a long summer. It's been a long wait, and finally it's over.
Yeah, absolutely. Very excited about this game. And the Saints, yeah, I think with Brownie said, pushing into the 8. I think the Brisbane Lions, it's about percentage. I know we talk about wins and losses, but last year 56. If I'm coaching Brisbane, I want to get that percentage up over the course of the year.
All right, here we go. Big Billy Longer up against Stephen Martin for the opening bounce as these two sides commence their 2018 home and away season. Martin swipes it with the left, but it's taken by Seb Ross. Kicks down towards half forward. Over the back of the pack it goes. The race is on. They go down like 9 pins. Picked up by Jack Stephen. Has to give it away to Membry. Back to Ross. Couldn't control it. Lions defence under real pressure at the moment. It's going to be a free kick. And an opportunity for the Lions to get out of trouble through Gardner.
Hold there.
Just going laterally. Lewis Taylor short is okay.
Play on you.
Taylor down the line to the wing, looking for Jared Berry. Can't quite find him, and the ball finishes over the line.
Just watch the Saints regularly here at Etihad. You've got to make them defend the width of the field. They're really good defence if you straight line and kick the ball down every single time. You've got to move the ball around, and that's what the Lions will be trying to do today.
Martin, was he edged out?
Yep.
Brisbane.
Had a fine season last year, Stephen Martin.
Play on.
Looked down the line, looked in the middle, and eventually does go down the line. Brown affects the spoil.
Just see Daniel stay there, starting forward. Played a fair bit of his footy last year as a key defender, but going forward today, looks like Josh Walker for the Lions will be playing in defence, playing on big Paddy McCartan.
So the Lions looking to go into attack for the first time. The hand pass is okay towards Beams. Lions wearing black armbands in memory of Beams' father Phil, who lost a battle with cancer. Cameron on the left foot. Charlie Cameron kicks for goal and misses to the left.
Big inclusion, Charlie Cameron. Just really good speed, Brownie. You need that forward to centre. We know the small forwards are really, really important in today's game.
Chris Fagan, the coach of the Brisbane Lions, a focus on trying to get that forward defence, not let teams get it out so quickly this year. As Daniel Rich watches the ball roll over the line and out of bounds, we'll have another throw in.
Yeah, you make a good point, Roosie, about Charlie Cameron. So bringing some speed in the lines. All of a sudden their midfield's got a speedy look to it, when for probably 10 years, even during the premiership years, Roosie were accused of maybe being a fraction slow.
Win the clearances, forward pressure. That's the mantra for the Brisbane Lions from the coach's box, and they do just that. Through Dane Beams, the captain of the Brisbane Lions, up towards the forward zone. Mitch Robertson tracking the ball there. Look at him go. Had such a hard run with injuries last year. In his 150th game, he's full of vim and vigour, and he's been able to force a turnover. That's exactly what the coach wanted. He wanted that forward pressure. He's getting it at the moment. The ball goes in towards full forward. Under pressure again, the Saints were able to clear through Billings.
Gets the hand pass away. Membry will be a target, and he's got it. Saints, incidentally, also wearing black armbands in memory of Dr. Michael Nissen, who was a club doctor at St.Kilda between 1954 and the memorable 1966. Stephen marks on halfback. There was a cloud over Jack Stephen, but he's tough as old nails, and he's come through. Makes the switch to Carlisle, who goes back to Brown on the very last line of defence. Short to the club champion in Seb Ross. Going to be very close to out on the full, and in the end, not so close.
It's going to be the area of the game to watch for St Kilda, how well they can bring it out of defence.
Robertson goes in towards Beams.
A lot of responsibility falls onto Shane Savage's shoulders.
High ball. Long, but across the face of goal it goes, and Jaron Geary marks on the last line of defence.
So the skipper brings it out. Nice looking kick. It was a beautiful kick and a shocking drop there, but he got the chop of the arm of McCartan in the end, so all's well that ends well. McCartan just can't pick it up, and as a result, Zorko thumps it forward. Will it bounce for him? It will indeed. No, just missed on the end. And bounces through for a behind. So a dominant opening few moments for the Brisbane Lions.
I agree with you about Savage, Brownie, because they're generally pretty conservative coming out of defence, the Saints. And what Savage does, he puts some speed into the game. because they will, as you can see here, this is their traditional game style, just chipping the ball around, trying to get it to halfway, and then they launch into the top of the square. Love to see Savage get hold of it and run and carry.
Billings from the back pocket gets underneath one. Virtual the chip up towards the half-back flank, and Savage sees it over the line.
So their game style is St Kilda. Last year they played a lot of boundary.
Yep.
You can tell already they're looking to switch the ball, but they just didn't do that enough. There's Cam Rayner on screen there. His first game for the Brisbane Lions.
What number does he wear?
Number 16. Very proud to hand it over. I tell you what, he's a big boy too. He's as tall as me and probably about a lot thicker through the bum. He's got a big power train, apparently already breaking weightlifting records in the Brisbane Lions gym at the ripe old age of 18.
It's interesting too, Brownie, that Brisbane Lions holding 6 forwards here. So even their high half forwards aren't going. Look at the 6 forwards. I reckon they're trying to open up the stoppages and trying to get on the outside.
Longer, front spot. No one able to clear. Beams has been busy early. So too Ross, but we expect that from Seb Ross.
Jeez, McCluggage just stood out here on his own for 5 minutes.
Here it is here, Eddie. Just so you can see here behind play, which is quite unusual in today's game. All 6 forwards back inside forward 50.
An opportunity again for the Saints to clear. That was Nunes, who's had a marvellous run. He's playing his 89th straight game. So fitness certainly not a problem for him. Here's Andrews defending, but only for a moment. Now an opportunity for the Saints to go up towards the half-forward line. Dylan Robertson running with the flight of the ball. He goes on 50. He's inside 50, pulls it back. Bruce got a hand to it. Doesn't matter. Paddy says, I'll do it. And he does. McCartan gets the first.
I reckon one of the reasons they do it too, Brownie, is to stop Robertson from doing that. So if we look at, as soon as St Kilda got the ball here, Robertson ran off Louis Taylor. Right, so I think that's part of the strategy. As you can see him coming in here, Louis Taylor let him get goal side, and that's going to be something the high half forwards need to watch. And I reckon that's one of the reasons they're trying to hold the 6, because Dylan Robertson is such an important player for them.
Hunter Clark coming on for his first run for the Saints. We wish him well, the first gamer.
All right, back in action here. Well done to Paddy McCartan. Missed 14 games through concussion across his career, and that just gets him going. He's grabbing at the ball in his first possession today. Just a little bit of nerves. That one comes his way. Sometimes you just need the gods to smile upon you. Anyway, it's the Brisbane Lions trailing by 4 points early on. Almost, yes, he's got it. Charlie Cameron, has he introduced himself big time to the Brisbane Lions today?
Mitch, you've got the ball.
Yeah, he looks exciting, doesn't he? Just the start. It's really good effort here. He's not... Yeah, put some pressure on. Hold, free kick. But obviously when the quicker players are, the more scared their opponents get, because you can't let them get out into space, and I reckon that's what happened there. He spooked his opponent, had to hang on. Now he's got a shot at goal.
Ranked 5th at Adelaide for goals and scoreboard impact last year, in the top of the ladder performance, and Cameron comes in and kicks his 88th career goal and his first for the Brisbane Lions, and puts them back in front.
Yeah, just have a look at this, Breezy. I love this setup. Look at that Charlie Cameron. We know he's dangerous in a one-on-one situation. Here's McStay. McStay gets out of his way. It's a centre bounce. We'll roll the tape now. Look at that. Look at the space behind. Going to be a very nervous moment there for young Jimmy Webster. Over the back. Charlie Cameron, he's a very good one-on-one player. I like the different looks that Chris Fagan and the coaches box are throwing at the St Kilda Footy Club.
Yeah, and I love the fact that the high half forwards are getting him back really quickly to the foot of the ball there.
Longer and Martin set to go at it again as Charlie Cameron celebrates with a goal at his new club. The Lions by 2 points. Longer goes early. Martin waits, wins it, but can they win it out of the centre? No, they can't. Stevens had it only for a moment. It's locked up. Jack Stevens there with Kobe Stevens.
A couple of matchups ahead of the ball. Josh Bruce, Harris Andrews has got that matchup. Paddy McCartan, Josh Walker has that matchup on him.
Play on, side.
Saints again trying to surge it forward. Sinclair there, unable to do anything with it. Neither could Bell for the Lions. Opportunity for Clark, getting his first touch since coming on. The first gamer pushed wide towards the wing. The diving attempt was by Nunes. Gee, he recovered well. He was taken high, and he's going to get a free kick.
Play on.
Jack Newnes gives a little ground to go to Savage, who gives even more to his skipper. Geary to Kobe Stevens. Stevens short to Armitage. Saints fans delighted to see him fit after 2 interrupted years. Jack Stephen. Through the middle he goes, and he pulls that ball in towards the pocket. Now the race is on. It's going to be pushed towards the boundary line. McCartan is there, uses his body. Josh Bruce also. Robertson caught, claimed a cry of ball, keeps it in play. Suddenly a high ball goes back towards centre wing. Great effort by Longer, running with the flight of the ball. Now Armitage, Savage, has a look in the middle, then decides to go long, up towards half-forward. Plenty of lines, they should be able to defend.
Didn't quite hold the mark. Great play coming from behind there by Bruce. He was 4 deep, still impacted on the play. Now the Saints go through Newnes, beautiful kick. And the mark has been taken by Tim Membry.
Yeah, great call on, I think, Bruce there, Eddie. Fantastic. He was outstanding then. It looked like it was a 3-on-1. He came from a long way back and made the spoil, got the ground. That's the reason why Membry's having a shot at goal now.
91 goals, 39 in his 51st game, the boy from Terrelgan. 23 years of age. Career high accuracy last year at 73%. So in he comes. Tim Membry from 52 metres out by the time he takes his kick. Gets underneath it and hooks it to the left-hand side for a behind.
Bit unlucky there, Ed. Darcy Gardner, direct opponent of Tim Membry. He tried to protect Alex Witherden in that marking contest. Witherden dropped it, and Membry was able to slip out to the other side of the ground and get that uncontested mark.
Taylor, Rich, dangerous going across the face of goal, but it'll be okay. The Lions just with a short game, trying to get out of defence in a low-scoring start. To centre wing. Ball drops down in front. Now a chance for the Saints once again. Tackling is fierce, however. And locked up. Nathan Brown on top of the pack.
Another opportunity here to have a look at the Brisbane Lions forward line. They are holding a strong 6. That works both ways. So if they do get the ball forward out of this stoppage, they can attack the contest with equal numbers. But on the flip side, if they are to lose it in their forward half, they've got those equal numbers to then put forward pressure on. And we do know how important that is in the modern game.
It tells me they've got confidence in the midfield. It's probably the strongest part of the lineup for the Lions. Got a lot of mature bodies in there, Roosie. We know Dane Beam's there. Dane Zorc.
Poor kick by Beams on that occasion. And the turnover, Armitage, who sends it back towards the wing once again.
Crowd are looking for 50s after the first 2 games of round 1 so far, Sandy.
Yeah.
They're all up on their toes.
Jack Stephen. In towards Long. Flew high but couldn't complete the mark. Trying to go through was McStay. Almost thrown out towards Sinclair. Long gets another opportunity. Tumbles an awkward-looking punt down towards Bruce and co. But again, it's going to be chopped off, and effectively chopped off by Gardner.
And this has been the difficulty for both teams, isn't it? Just to get out of defence. Both teams have been terrific setting up behind the ball.
Harris Andrews kicks it up towards the wing position. Roosie?
Yeah, which means that they're just having to chip the ball around. So it's more a great defence by both sides. So, both Brisbane and Saints are trying to get in the corridor, but the defensive structures have been terrific so far.
Okay, right on centre wing. Good play by Robertson to rove the pack. Bell off his hands. Geary, the captain of the Saints, flicks it back.
Push me back, St.Kilda.
Saints get the free kick. An advantage is paid, as you could hear, and it wasn't such a great advantage because the kick was kicked along the ground, luckily touching the boundary line there. And Dylan Robertson would like to have that one over again, but he won't get it. So it's a throw-in again. Half-forward flank for the Saints.
There you go. Look at that matchup there. Nick Robertson on Jack Stephen. That is a direct matchup.
So in the meantime, it's Gresham kicking forward. Here we go. McCartney, will it sit for him? No, it won't. Rushes through for a behind.
We've got to check that. We've got to check that.
I reckon he might need to be a little bit careful too about hanging on.
He's just putting the saddle on him.
He did give him a bear hug.
So I believe it's behind. I just need to make sure it hasn't hit the behind post on the way through. Score review. Umpire's call is behind. Please confirm the ball did not hit the behind post.
Review underway.
So let's have a look. Did it hit the behind post? No.
I think so. Too hard to tell there, Ed.
That's a point. Clear gap between ball and behind post there.
Just watch over here. Thank you. I'll keep an eye on it as well, mate. Thanks, mate.
Maybe for the base of the post, we have to get the bails like at the cricket now.
The snicker.
What do you reckon?
Yeah.
Get one of the cheer squad behind the goal.
While we're waiting to decide on a behind here for 15 minutes, if you haven't cooked your roast lunch. Guys, do we get to the stage now where if it's touched in the field of play or it goes through like that, we just give the score?
Well, I like the rugby league or rugby union example. If it hits the post, if it goes through,
it's a goal. So in that case, even if it hit the post, it's a behind.
It just goes through, it's a behind.
What about
quickens up the game.
What about a touch from outside?
All clear.
Not a punch through for the behind, but just touched off the boot. Do we get over all that?
Almost ironical cheers from the fans that a decision has finally been made in what looked to be a rather obvious answer as Rich brings it back into play. Robertson was held by Mitch Robinson, and he's going to get a free kick. Oh, no! Well, I was watching Mitch Robinson, and he definitely impeded.
That's right. Interesting storyline there. Stephen Martin came to the club. Billy Longer was there as a first-round draft pick for Brisbane.
Danger here. Can Rich get them out of trouble and tidy up Christensen's work? He can. Back towards the middle of the ground. Bell was there. Didn't get an opportunity to get the footy, though. Longer might. He does. Hand pass is astray. Saints will go again, however. Well done by Blake Acres. Gets it out. Nunes. Now Sinclair. Puts it out in front of Acres. He's got to attack Robertson. He does that. Ball spills free towards Berry. Loses it. Now an opportunity for Beams. He goes long and low towards Mitch Robinson again, who went for the spoil and he marked it. Mitch, you're a miracle. Down to half forward. The race is on. Stephen Martin is an athlete. Can't pick it up. Pressured over the line. Throw in Brisbane Lions right forward pocket.
Let's have a look at this free again, Brownie.
Yeah, you just see Billy Longer now. They're giving away the free kick. Billy Longer grabbed a hold of Stephen Martin. Here's that mark. A good effort there by Mitch Robinson. Played the first 6 games last year was for the Lions and was having a career best year before he got injured. So he's another good addition for the Lions.
Yeah, only 7 games last year. Always aggressive at the ball. Beam says, hang on, he's all over me. He's pushed me in the back 3 times. Umpire doesn't agree with any of that. Ball now spills out. Cameron again, twisting and turning. The ball spills out to Christensen. Almost went for the banana. In the end, just chips it forward and hopes for the best. Berry gets it, lines it up and runs in and puts it through. Great play by Jared Berry. Head over the ball, punches it right through the middle. And another goal to the Brisbane Lions.
Well, I tell you what, the Brisbane Lions will already be excited about Alan Christensen and Charlie Cameron combining. Christensen up to 6 disposals, Ruzi. We know Charlie Cameron's kicked a goal already.
Yeah, I think you talked about their top end. I mean, Christensen just adds to their top end. Charlie Cameron's not quite there yet, but he's an experienced player. You touched on Mitch Robertson as well, so you're starting to get some really good ins and some real experience. You throw Zorka, who's an absolute superstar, and Dane Beams, so they're certainly well equipped in that top end area.
Last year's Wooden Spooners making a positive start. The big men to go at it again, Martin and Longer. No decisive winner. Ross applies a tackle. The ball spills free towards Armitage. Right, it's at Nunes. It wasn't 15, so Jack Nunes got to take it back again. Plenty of pressure coming from Bell. Equal to the task he is, however. Ross wanted that left foot. Eventually had to be content with a hand pass. Dylan Robertson, a 360. They're mucking around with it there. Jared Geary eventually goes wide towards Stephen, up towards centre wing. Lions have got the numbers at the back and they should be able to clear up towards the half-forward line. They do. To the danger zone again. Cameron and co. Down in the forward line. Pressure on the defence as Acres comes away. Shepherding sees him clear. Goes towards Carlisle. Plucks it with one paw. Gives it off to Ross. Seb has a chance to run. A tentative bounce. And then a little chip over the top. That's going to be okay. Kobe Stevens takes the
Well done by Jimmy Webster, back deep in defence there on Charlie Cameron.
Acres goes long and strong, and now it's a charge to the goal square. It's picked up and goal by Billings. Great play by the Saints. Got it in quickly, had the numbers there. Over the top it went, open goal.
As I just said, well done by Jimmy Webster in a very vulnerable position, just going back towards goal. St Kilda turns it over. I love their ball movement there, Ruzi. They'll be looking for this all year. Darcy Gardner needs to keep the ball in front there. Good follow-up by the Saints.
Yeah, and I think Billings is almost their most important player to get to the next level. We know he's an elite ball winner. He can find the football forward at centre. There it is, most disposal 2007, 23.1 Jack Billings.
Goal for goal in this first term. Longer again, waits. Martin this time going early. Robertson tries to get through for the Lions, but he's gang tackled and taken to ground. A high tackle was plucked out of that one. Robertson gets another opportunity to Zorko. Three-time best and fairest and the reigning club champion. Robertson defends, does it really well to steal. They go wide to the outer side. Now an opportunity for the Saints once again up towards half forward. Mark not going to be paid. Saints fans absolutely irate. Look to be good. Up towards the half forward line. Brown couldn't get there in time and Robinson takes the mark. Goes short in towards half forward. Finds Christensen. He too needs someone going past. He's got him in Robertson. 55 metres from home. Inside 40 now. Bell should have marked. He didn't. The door opens for the Saints again. Nunes taps it wide. Lewis Taylor gave it away. Oh, so don't tell me Cameron's going to do it again. What a goal. What a start at his new club. He's got two.
Well, he's already paid for himself, Charlie Cameron, the investment. Coming back to his hometown of Brisbane after playing in Adelaide. Let's look at this non-high. Probably unlucky there, Sinclair, not to get a free kick. Good follow-up there by Luke Hodge. They quickly transition the ball. I've liked the movement, the speed in the forward line for the Lions, Roosie.
I reckon there's a little bit of Tigers about the Lions, isn't there? It's just that the real speed in the front half. They're looking really dangerous. Fantastic one-on-one, creating one-on-ones, two-on-twos, etc., etc.
Yeah, Faye's interesting. Not happy with that goal.
He might have been a bit earlier than the goal, I think.
So.
But
very happy.
Great play. It's been a good game so far. Now the Saints get their chance out of the centre again. Inside 50 it comes. Almost. Just didn't quite get there. Robinson in there. Now Robertson gets it out. Great smother. Here's a chance for Akers. Does all the hard work. Crashes through. Billings had just scored before. Great play. Billings, have they got enough on it? Yes, they do. Clark gets his first goal in football. An absolute ripper. Great play by the Saints. The intent was there. And Clark, like a good young player should, is right where it needs to be to kick the goal. Welcome to big-time football. Hunter Clark, the boy from Padua College in Mornington. Dandenong under 18s, 18 years of age, picked 7 in the AFL draft, and he gets his first goal with a little left foot dribbler.
I reckon he should thank Blake Acres as he did, but it's always exciting, isn't it? But what a smother from Acres. Exciting to see a young player kick his first goal, and by all accounts, they've got massive hopes for this kid, and he's started off really well.
Well, he turns 19 in 2 days' time, Hunter Clark, but he'll certainly remember that kick for the rest of his life. Out of the middle, Robertson for the Lions. A high ball up towards half forward. A good attempt to mark from behind. He did it beautifully in the end.
He's a big boy, isn't he, young Cam Rayner?
But he can play. He's the #1 draft pick, and he goes down towards Hipwood, who dropped what he should have held. And the ball falls out of his hands and over the line as Saints players come from everywhere, saying, Hunter, welcome to the big time. And well done. Martin at the second attempt, just trying to flick it over the back. Robertson spikes it. He was looking down towards the new boy Rayner again. Caught one high, but went down, and so he gave away the free kick. That's Christensen. And the door again opening for the Saints. Webster gets the hand pass away. They hug the boundary line. Oh, danger here for Sinclair, but he's equal to the task. Back to Armitage he goes. Off to Steele, tucked on the boundary line. Steele just tries to pull it back. He does so effectively for Membry. Membry goes for Bruce. Bruce needs a kind bounce. Josh Bruce tucked in the pocket. Eludes one, gives it away. Gresham, he's got the goal. Gresham gets his first. And this seesawing struggle on the ground and on the scoreboard continues in the first term.
Yeah, really well done there by St. Kilda. Now, we've seen this on probably 3 occasions already in the first quarter. That really quick slingshot by St. Kilda, Rosie, and Jack Billings again played a big part in that. But that's just a little bit of a concern for Lions. Got to be careful of that now. Well done by St. Kilda. They're able to keep moving with the hands, the quick hands, Rosie, but too many coast-to-coast goals probably for their liking.
I reckon this is where the defensive coach now will have a real good chat to Lukey Hodge. This is why Hodge is there, because you're absolutely right. Great running by Gresham, but I reckon they just need to keep an anchor. They need to keep someone behind.
Yep.
And I reckon defensive coach has a chat to Hodgie at quarter time, and Hodge will sort that out.
3 of St Kilda's 4 goals have come from inside the goal square, the other one from marginally outside. So Paul Rouge, right on the money, everything coming from within 10 metres basically, or 15 metres of the goal line. They're getting it over the top. Now the Lions have to reply. They've conceded 2 goals for the first time in this game, trailed by 6 points, as you can see. Rich, beautiful kick normally, just dragged down on it, but it's to the danger zone. Here's Cam Rayner with his first touch gone, drop the ball.
Terrific tackle by Brown.
Yep. That's the difference between the under-18s and trying to run around a premiership player, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. They are tackling well, St Kilda.
Now the Saints are on the march again. They have been great on the slingshot. Seth Ross's kick again to within 15 metres of the goals, and he'll line up for goal, Billings.
And guess where Luke Hodge is at the moment, Eddie? On the bench. So, yeah, that's... But again, this is all part of their learning process for the Brisbane Lions, and something that Chris will be aware of. But you can't keep Hodgie on the ground, Brownie, for the whole time. So this is the education, making sure when he goes off, someone else is taking that anchor position and they don't keep getting goals kicked over the back on them.
Jack Billings looking for his 2nd goal. Played every match last year, 23 disposals average, career high. He comes in from point-blank range and puts it through. Great goal.
Okay, let's have a look at the behind the goals vision. Now, this is what you're talking about, Reese. Now, Hodge is not out there, but you've got the situation, you've got Billings there. His man needs to get behind him. He knows he's got Josh Walker as the loose man who can play that front position. Watch it play out. It doesn't happen. This is poor communication by the Lions defenders. Billings is just allowed to have back space. St Kilda on the flow. That's quite an easy kick over the top for an AFL player these days.
Saints open up a 12-point buffer with just over 4 minutes remaining in this first term. A bounce that favoured Longer because he could have a run at it, and he pushed it down towards half forward. Rich was overrun, but he's got support from Beams, who gives it back to Martin, who has a tentative ball to ground, then goes wide, not by desire, and the ball will be kept in play by Akers. Yes, it is, dangerously so, because Taylor can give it away, and he does to the youngster in Rayner, who goes with a high ball towards the 50, and it's smashed towards the boundary line. We've got a throw in on the Lions 50.
Yeah, Beamsy should by now know the rule. Never handball to a ruckman.
That's been around for 150 years, hasn't it, Ed?
And has served well those who adhere to it.
So the throw in again. Martin front spot. Gresham. Martin again. Hurried high ball. Wouldn't be the required distance. Well, the umpire's going to give them the benefit of the doubt. And so Leicester will send the Lions up towards the top of the square. A couple of Saints almost interfered with each other there. Savage is at the back and he'll rush it through. He does.
They do look dangerous going forward, the Lions, don't they? I like the idea of keeping the...
Oh!
Yeah, that was a shepherd all day.
No,
should have been a free kick.
Long, a good tackle. That was interesting.
That's
Sammy Mays over the top.
Of Long.
Long took his eye off the ball and tunneled it.
Yeah. Should have been a free, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Saints mucking around with it. They should be able to come in towards the middle. They do. Memory's a long way. Not Memory. Billings is a long way. Gives a little ground. That'll be okay, though. Tentative bounce. Back to Billings. Through the middle. Chance now for Webster. Up towards half forward. Now the lead will be on here. One to take it. It's Josh Bruce. He had Akers there as well, but Bruce called him out. And Josh Bruce will have a shot.
Brucey, I've loved St Kilda's field kicking coming off half back.
Yeah, absolutely. When When they're getting that first kick, Ed, they're looking really dangerous. When Brisbane have been able to hold them up, as they did in the first 10 or 15 minutes. So Brisbane's defensive stuff's dropped off in the last 10 minutes, which means there's a lot of coast-to-coast stuff now going on for the Saints.
36 goals last year as Bruce comes in right on 50. Flat-looking helicopter punt, but it gets the air and it's effective. Josh Bruce gets his first goal and the Saints extend their lead.
Just have a look at that the point about St Kilda's kicking, Ed. You just mentioned St Kilda kicking at 81%, which is a very high level. Now, it's a contribution of, yeah, Brisbane's pressure has probably just dropped off a little bit, but they have been slick, the Saints. They've moved it well. They've looked to switch play. We saw in the first 5 minutes or so of the game, Roosy, they were locked into one side. They've now been able to transition to the open field, and they're starting to get free forwards inside 50.
Alan Richardson said to me yesterday that the sloppy starts has been killing the Saints. This was their intensity to be right on board. Well, they've got it going now. They've kicked 4 goals in the last 7 minutes of this back part of the first term.
Brisbane Lions have got an extra player beyond the footy now. They've got 7 defenders.
Probably just as well, Ed. They do start well because they've got the Crows, Geelong and the Giants in the next 4 weeks. Here's Rich in all sorts of bother, but he's able to get the ball away. The kick by Mays goes down towards half forward. Savage couldn't take it, but he does have plenty of support. And away they go through Geary. The skipper's kick up towards half forward. Not perhaps as clean as he would like. An opportunity for Andrews. Lost it. Now Hodgie.
He had pressure on his back.
Short to Rich. Daniel Rich told to move it on now. So he'll swing around on that left foot and go long down the line towards centre wing. Where it's fisted clear. Saints again with the numbers. They can just send it straight back from whence it came. Bruce was there. Rich is at the back. Rich sees it over the line.
I think the biggest challenge too for young teams, as we say, the Hodgie rush here. If Armitage had laid off here, I reckon it was a free kick, but he just he sprinted a little bit harder after him. So, as I said, the challenge for young teams, they are long games. They're long quarters, and it's often in the last 4 or 5 minutes that the game tends to break open for the more senior teams.
So Charlie Cameron has had a great opening term with his new club. Unfortunately, those upfield didn't read it off the boot that well. The Saints are able to chop it off. So as you can see, 45 seconds left in this quarter. The Saints have been good off half-back and wing. They decided to just thump it long inside 50. Almost got the mark there to Gresham, who's kicked the goal in this game. Stephen goes in hard, does it beautifully. Armitage has been fantastic. It's in the back. And they're going to get a free kick and a shot at goal.
Just been more desperate, St Kilda. They've had more tackles, 20-12, the tackle count. They're clearly in front on the scoreboard, but I think they're being more desperate. We just saw that contest then. Jack Stephen, he wanted the ball more than the Brisbane Lions player. He crunched in. They were able to earn the free kick then as the ball moved around and bobbled around. Definite free kick there for in the back. They've finished strongly this quarter, the Saints.
So Jade Gresham can take his time because the siren is going to go as he approaches his mark for his second of the quarter. Hang on. Umpire's called all clear, and time and a behind, and that's where we leave it. The Saints have got off to a flyer in the last 5 or 10 minutes of that first term and lead by 19 points at quarter time in round 1 action. St Kilda a 6-4-40, Brisbane 3-3-21.
It's been well documented that St Kilda has lost 623 games of experience from just 2 players. One was Nick Riewoldt, the other one was this man, Joey Montagna, who made his debut with the Saints way back in 2002 and put together a fine career, totaling 287 games. A very loyal Saints man and an exciting player in his day, and I'm sure everyone involved with the club says thank you to Joey for a great career. It's quarter time here at Etihad Stadium. The Saints, after a slow start, got their skates on, 6-4-40 to the Brisbane Lions, 3-3-21. Billings and Cameron the two multiple scorers for the respective sides. How did you see the first quarter, Paul Roos?
I thought it was even. Brownie and I were just checking the stats in the last 5 minutes. It was very even early, and then it was 7-2 inside 50s, 41-20 possession. So, as I said, look, the challenge for young teams is just to keep doing it over and over again. The corridor started to open up, ball movement coast to coast.
The concerning thing was coast to coast. St Kilda kicked 3 goals from their defensive 50.
Let's go down to Nicky Del Santo because Chris Fagan is with him. Dal?
I sure am. Thanks. The excitement of round one, the first 30 minutes, did you have to address maybe pulling it back a little bit and just calming down again?
Yeah, I thought so. I thought we tried to move the ball too quickly and it played into the Saints' hands. We kicked it inside 50 to out numbers and they scored 4 goals from turnover, and that was, I think, the critical part of the quarter. So we just need to be a bit more composed with our ball use.
And about those goals close to St Kilda's forward line, did you have to maybe put someone as a goalkeeper, the traditional someone behind the play? You were happy to keep pressing up?
No, we were trying to press up, but we just couldn't get delay. So that was the unfortunate part there. We dropped the guy back late, but the horse had bowled a little bit. But we just bounced back this quarter, mate.
Hopefully he can turn around. Thanks, Fags.
Thanks.
Chris Fagan there, making himself available. Jack Newnes had a big first term for the Saints, 13 disposals. Dane Beams started very well, leading his side.
And Chris Fagan yesterday said to me, boys, the main things are win the clearances, forward pressure, but as you just said, composure out of the back line and use those uncontested possessions to the best effect. And that's where they've been a little bit...
Yeah, 2 things. I reckon he's really good in the interview there. The other thing he said, look, if you're going to take aggressive defensive position, Brownie, you have to get delay up the field. Yeah. You have to get your forward standing the mark, tackling. Otherwise, it's just impossible for defenders.
Yeah, I thought Brisbane missed too many tackles in that last 10 minutes. It allowed quick St Kilda ball flow.
So good bounce from the umpires there.
Free kick, being held. Pass around, Beams. Brisbane.
No one knew where it was going, but Beams, he says, all right, I'll take it if you're going to give it to me. And out of the middle of the ground goes the Brisbane Lions captain, up towards the full forward position, punched away from behind there by Nathan Brown. So 2 Collingwood premiership players kicking it to each other on that occasion as the ball goes over the line and out of bounds. And Nathan Brown, again, shows he's the man. Nick off, he says, you're kidding, aren't you? Love that facial expression. Throw in the forward pocket. So Brisbane Lions get the first foray into attack. Need to get the first goal on the board too to keep touch with the Saints. Martin almost getting the free kick. Beams again with the searching handball for Zorko. Tries to crash through. Cameron is in there as well, diving in over the top of it, holding it up, does well. Stephen was magnificent to get that handball out on hands and knees. Up high was McCartan, couldn't quite hold the mark. Berry to Rich. Now they can square it up. Nice. No, didn't quite. Didn't think it was 15, but the umpire did, and the mark's been taken by Bruce. Now St Kilda are on the run. Billings has been fantastic. Will it sit for him? He runs through, uses the hip and shoulder nicely. Hodge got across, tracked it beautifully. Underneath handball, works beautifully again for the man. Hodge has been fantastic on that occasion and gets the result. Ball over the line to throw in, and they can set up again.
Definitely, they've used Luke Hodge as behind the goal. So Luke Hodge set up as that gatekeeper or goalkeeper, if you want. He was the deepest man by about 20 metres, and luckily he was, because otherwise 3 St Kilda players got forward of the ball there. Well done by Luke Hodge.
From the throw-in, Longer at the back. Robertson. They clear towards centre wing, but only for a moment. Saints through Brown. Can give it away and look up towards the half-forward line. Kick's got to be good because it was a 2-on-1, and it was. Here's Savage taking it from Steele, kicking down towards the pocket. Boundary line very, very close. Kept in play by Membry. He tried to make a little bit of ground. He did, but only to a Lions player, and that wasn't good. It bounces back from whence it came. Opportunity now for Geary to attack, and he did. And he forced the ball wide, and he keeps it in the vicinity. We've got to throw in.
I really like St Kilda's pressure, Roosie. Yeah. I think they've been fantastic in that area. It's been a strength of their game.
Yeah, definitely 25 tackles to 12 now. So, you know, and they're in front by 3 goals. That's always a good sign because you're winning the ball, but you're also tackling quickly when the opposition get it.
Bruce to do the ruck work up against Martin, who has front spot. Seb Ross waiting down in front, but so too was Beams. They've got a chance to clear. The hand pass is shot across to Berry, who kicked a goal in the opening term. Zorko now looks long and wide. Robertson going back with the flight, takes a timely defensive mark. Had a wonderful season last year and looking to pick up where he left off. Gresham round the body, goes wide. Saints through Jack Stephen now. Will look up towards and inside 50. No, he goes short. Back to Savage. Back to Stephen again. racking up the disposals, but not going anywhere really fast.
They're good for the super coach, but not for your real coach.
Correct.
There, Sandy.
Yeah, Webster down towards Billings and co. And Jimmy Webster's just saying, just leave me alone, will you, please? Let's get on with the game. And so they do. That's a poor kick. Josh Bruce might make them pay. He couldn't complete the mark, however. Long goes in, but his light frame wasn't strong enough, and the Lions should get out of trouble. Back towards centre wing, and the mark is taken there by Barry.
So Berry goes into the middle of the ground. Good play. Beams looks up, goes long and strong, reaches down off the ball behind play, but there's no one back there.
Yeah, no one back there, but that's what Chris Fagan was talking about at quarter time. That's where you need to show composure, and through the middle there. Twice in a row now, Lions players have let them down.
Yep, Savage, his opponent Rich, is back behind play, not being able to move too much at the moment. He was able to run up the ground, and as a result of that, the Saints have got the numbers. But in the nick of time, Gardner with a long sweeping handball was magnificent. Out to Hodge, who tumble punts it forward, and Robertson takes the mark.
And this is what can happen when you get to this venue. You get into this track meet. You've got to try and control the ball. Lions don't play here as much as the Saints. The Saints want to get into a really quick game.
And McCluggage did well. Zorko strong through the frame. Beautiful tackle though. And Robertson has been magnificent across half-back for St Kilda.
Another great example of held tackles by St Kilda.
Hand pass intercepted by McCluggage. And the free kick will go to that player.
Daniel Rich coming from the field in the arms of two trainers. He's holding his left shin, the front of his left shin.
Ross late on the scene. The ball goes to Robinson.
It's a big loss for Brisbane. Daniel Rich had a good season last year. Probably his best season since he won the 2009 Rising Star.
165-game veteran will certainly be missed. Now, Cameron had a lightning start in the first term at his new club. 2 goals. Kicking on a 45-degree angle. And probably just inside 50 by the time he kicks the ball. Stammering approach. The drop punt is on its way. It goes across the face of goal. And a through for one behind. Over the head of Josh Walker. And that altercation where the injury was caused.
Yeah, left ankle, yeah.
Ouch.
Just came down.
Nasty. So back into play. And blockage there. And so the free kick going the way of the Saints to be taken by Membry.
Often with those rolled ankles, though, depending on how bad it is, it's the outside one, so you can tape them up, Brownie, and come back on often.
Yep, certainly the better of the two, isn't it?
Yep.
You know, the ankle to bend inwards.
So Akers, beautiful kick again. He's been good with his disposal today, Akers. Saints just holding it up. Doing it nice at the moment, not overcommitting as Armitage goes long up towards full forward. They've got the numbers here, the Brisbane Lions, but once it hits the deck, there's plenty of Saints at the fall of the ball. Diving on top there is Stevens. It comes out wider still to Sinclair. He's caught.
Stopped.
It's just a real ball use game at the moment, isn't it? The team that can hold onto it and stay composed.
What St Kilda have done, Roosie, they've changed angles well.
Yeah, they have.
They've been more composed with
and
the
a little
ball.
bit more handball, overlap handball too. But I think what Fags was saying, he probably wants his team to slow down. I don't think he's unhappy about doing this, getting into a kicking game, working your way into position, and at least you can set up defensively. If it gets too quick, it's very hard to set up for Brisbane defensively here when you turn it over.
Lester Beams, Robertson. They get the ball out from full back to half forward flank. A good result. Up towards Cameron. Oh, lovely use of the body.
Playing like a key forward, Charlie Cameron.
Put Savage out of business with just a little bump. Did he get it across the line? Yes, it was over line out of bounds. So, unfortunately, that last kick inside 50.
Part of the problem, Ed, Dan McStay and Eric Hipwood, Brisbane Lions, 2 key forwards. They've had 1 touch between them. That's why Charlie Cameron's on the end of some of the long balls. He's good in a one-on-one contest, but wouldn't be an ideal situation for Chris Fagan, I wouldn't have thought. He needs to get those big boys into the game.
It's a good mark, that, but...
How does he do that? You've got 2 key players who can play the game, who can't get a touch at the moment. What do you do to get them in?
I think it's because it's too quick. That's what I'm saying to you. The ball, and Brownie, you've played, the key forwards of Brisbane can't get into a rhythm because the ball's just going up and down and getting turned over. And then Charlie Cameron has a chance to go back and maybe hit a lead as we see a...
That's how you do it.
Yep.
Get involved in the game.
Yeah, it's a very good point, Roosie, you make. And Ed, when this game gets too far, when the game gets really fast at Etihad Stadium, from prior experience, it is difficult to play as a key forward here. You do seem to lose your reference points. It's not like the MCG, it's a different ground. MCG is bigger and not as fast a track. So that's challenging, especially for two inexperienced forwards like Hipwood and McStay.
Well, unsighted so far in this game. He booted 30 goals last season. Eric Hipwood from 51 metres, set sail for home. Looks pretty good. He gets it. Hipwood gets his first, and an important one for the Brisbane Lions if they're going to stay in touch.
That's right, and we know that Eric Hipwood, we know this is what he can do, not necessarily the tackle. It was dropping the ball. He can go back and kick a goal, but at the moment, Roosie, there's probably just too much reliance on that mercurial goal or that big goal. He probably only averages about 8 or 9 disposals a game. He needs to be able to get himself up to 14 or 15 disposals a game. Down to you, Del.
Well, you talk about the Brisbane Lions and Chris Fagan in particular asking for their midfielders to really step up and get their hands on the ball. 9 of the last 10 clearances have gone in favour of the Lions, so they have stepped up in the first 20-odd minutes of this quarter. But the other area they need to improve on is the intercept marks. They're getting smashed by the Saints going inside their own forward 50, and the Saints are able to rebound really quickly on them.
Took 8.5 minutes for the first goal of the quarter to come up, and Stephen dashes through up towards full forward. That is classical midfield break stuff. Well done, Jack Stephen. And the mark has been taken by Big Tim Membry.
I'll tell you what, that's an outstanding kick. I mean, Brownie, you talked about the key forwards. If you're happy with that kick coming in, because it's absolutely perfectly weighted, and it just lands in the lap of the forward. The forward's obviously got to lead to the leg and lead to the... But look at this kick. Across the body, over the top of the defender. No chance for the defender.
Beautiful stuff, Rizzy. Didn't overcommit, hit it beautifully, and as a result, Membry from 15 metres out comes in and misses.
Membry, McCartan and Bruce. Does it work, Rizzy?
I think it can. I think, like Eddie touched on it before, how do key forwards get involved? As long as they can tackle and chase. We saw Hipwood get a goal out of it. You can't be a forward now that doesn't tackle and chase. And I think that's the biggest key. When the ball hits the ground, they still need to be active, Brownie.
Yeah, they do. Probably late in the first quarter when St Kilda were up and going, Paddy McCartan was off the ground for a fair bit of that. St Kilda were going well, but I think Paddy McCartan is working hard now. Bruce and him haven't had a tackle yet, but they're at least working hard.
Well, they're all falling down there. It was shades of Stephen Bradbury's race years ago. Lewis Taylor. Now, the race will be on here. Saints have got the numbers, but it's up against Zorko. Kobe Stevens breaks clear, gets a kind bounce. Will give a little ground. Go to Geary. That's dangerous, but it's okay because Jack Steele has taken the mark. Steele is on half-back. Saints have added just a couple of behinds so far in this term. The Lions getting the only goal. Out the back it goes. And we've got to throw in.
Sorry, Sam. What the Lions have been able to do is slow that ball movement down again. We saw that in the first 15 minutes of the first quarter, and the challenge is to be able to continue to do it. So they've done that really well.
Martin front spot, somewhat shallow throw in. Mitch Robinson, his hand pass okay. Robertson couldn't take it cleanly.
That's good by Hipwood, yes. Up amongst the play.
Yep, he's into it now. He's getting into it, which is good news for the Brisbane Lions as Taylor, little chip up towards half forward. Robertson is there, 55 metres from home. He goes laterally. That's a shocking kick.
What a shocking kick.
And that's a shocking piece of play as well. Well, the Lions may get out of this in the end if they can go down in towards the forward line, but it was a poor kick into that forward zone again.
That's the worst place you can kick it to.
Poor old Cam Rayner.
No. And Del touched on it before, 20-9 in the clearances. I mean, that's the other area that Brisbane are absolutely smashing the Saints at.
Can they take advantage of it while they've got it in this forward zone? Martin tried to pluck it out of there, unsuccessful. Steele working hard in the clinches. Back towards the half-back line, but only momentarily. Oh, there's a cracking tackle. Ball spilled to Mitch Robinson. Robinson tries to straighten up. Good news is Daniel Rich. He's up and about. Let's hope we see him back. As the Lions look in towards full forward. On the end is Bell. Bell's tucked in the pocket. What's he going to do? Centering to the top of the square and smashed away to the boundary line by Gresham. The be thrown in left forward pocket. Lions in attack and trailing. Halfway through this second quarter. Longer, Martin again, both holding, so play on, sensible. Robertson twisted out of trouble, couldn't get an effective kick away. An attempted soccer off the ground didn't work. Nunes used his body, Gira used his foot, but it went straight to Christensen, who kicks the goal. Alan Christensen in game 99.
Have a look at this. You've got to be very wary. A bit going on afterwards. Bit of passion. Good to see from both clubs. Getting in. Ryan Lester is on the leadership group for the Lions. Very dangerous here. Look at Alan Christian out the back. Centre of the screen. St Kilda need to be wary of that. Alan Christian, one of the best attacking players in the competition. We haven't seen him for the best part of 18 months. But you cannot leave a player with offensive skills like that, Ruse, at the back of a stoppage.
Yeah, absolutely. He's started the game exceptionally well, hasn't he?
So Christensen, who has not played a game since round 11 2016, multiple shoulder injuries. You can see the heavy strapping on there. He had a number of plates, and in fact Jonathan Brown said going into this game that he had a plate break in his shoulder. So
collarbone, yes.
He wanted to play so badly this year. He demanded, or he went to Chris Fagan and said, I want to play the AFLX. I need to get game time. I need to get out there. I need to get the confidence in my shoulder. I need to get back into football again. And he has been sensational. He's well loved in the club too, isn't he, Brad?
Been on the leadership group, coached in the Lions reserves last year for the whole year.
So Stevens' kick that time wasn't so good. It was a floating mongrel punt.
So even though he was out for a long time, he worked on his leadership and he really became a solid contributor off the field. That's why he's highly respected now, the Brisbane Lions. Alan Christian, well done.
Right, so Taylor kicks up towards the wing position of hands. Good play again there by Nunes. He's been a good player with those balls inside 50, just thumped it in. Now, the chaos ball worked. It comes down to Seb Ross. His kick to the forward pocket is a beauty. Oh, look at that. Party tricks by Blake Acres. And he can go back and have a set shot from the right forward pocket. So Acres kicked 19 goals, 11 in his 44 games so far. Originally from Edgewater Woodville in Western Australia, West Perth in the Waffle. And this to stem back-to-back goals from the Brisbane Lions to get back to within 7 points, having led by 19 at quarter time. He comes in, kick is on its way, hits it nicely, straight through the middle. That's a beautiful kick. He gets his first for season 2018.
Well done, terrific mark there by Blake Acres. He's had a good game, 11 disposals, Ruzi, so far. He's another one of that crop that who can get up to that sort of elite status, or certainly above average status for St Kilda. We know Jack Stevens there, Seb Ross heading there, Jack Billings there. Blake Acres is another one in that category. Can he push to the next level to help St Kilda get to finals?
And I think I love what he did there too, Brownie. He recognised that Louis Taylor's obviously not a big player, pulled him forward and almost demanded that Seb Ross kick it to him. Great body work, great mark.
The Lions last beat the Saints way back in round 6, 2014. And they're going to have to get their skates on in the second half. 47 plays, 34. Josh Bruce having a run on the ball. Armitage couldn't take it cleanly. Stephen Martin can. Trying to draw the play. They're having a Barney behind play. Keep an eye on that, boys, as Dylan Robertson might have given away, going to get the free kick. And they've picked themselves up in the centre of the ground. Nothing in that.
Probably unlucky, Josh Walker there. The umpire blew the whistles.
Yes.
Split second before Josh Walker was pushed in the back.
He got a massive shove, didn't he?
Did, yes.
From Dylan Robertson, yeah. So Carlisle going laterally.
This is where Brisbane need to lock St Kilda into one side. They've got to protect the corridor, make St Kilda go long down the line.
Robertson does exactly that. Oh. Definition of ambitious. Lions need the next one or two before half-time just to stay in touch, to give themselves a chance. Billings, an excellent tackle. He's locked up, and Jack Stevens and Bruce saying, ball, ball, ball.
I've been really impressed with their tackling. They've been very efficient. They haven't missed many tackles at all, St Kilda.
2 goals, Jack Billings wide to Armitage. Had a couple of really frustrating seasons. came through the pre-season really well. Great to see him back as he comes inboard to Jimmy Webster. So the switch is being made. They've got Geary really wide, and that's where they head. He's got time to steady. Have a look down towards Carlisle.
Great hard running by St Kilda's defenders.
Carlisle chips up towards centre wing. That's okay. Bruce is a long way from home. Josh Bruce takes his time before going straight down the line. Good pack of players. The target was McCartan. Got a hand to it, but that was all.
There has been a match-up change. So Daniel McStay has gone back. He just couldn't get into the game as a forward. Josh Walker, who started at centre-half back for the Lions, he has gone into the forward line now.
Luke Hodge about to come back on. So coming up to the 19-minute mark of this second term. 3 goals kicked in it. 2 to the Brisbane Lions, 1 to St Kilda. Throw in.
What do you think about the Dan McStay? They seem to be throwing him both ends. It doesn't seem to give him some continuity. Where do you think he plays his best for?
I like him as a defender.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, read the ball. It's very difficult playing forward of the ball, obviously, you know, in an up-and-coming team, but played majority there last year.
Holding, Brisbane.
He's got really good intercept qualities. He's very powerful. He's strong. He's good in the air.
He's been good today. Jared Berry got the free kick there. Umpires are red hot on holding in throw-ins and ball-ups today, stoppages. Once upon a time, Berry would have been a St Kilda player from North Ballarat. Very happy hunting ground for the Saints in the old days. Plugger Lockett, Greg Burns, the Cunningham brothers.
Yep.
Don Disher.
Yeah, now you are going back.
There's the copper from Ballarat, Don Disher.
Hold there. Hold there.
Robbie Muir.
Oh, yes. How could we not give the great man Robbie Muir a mention? So the ball is now kicked up towards, and of course, Spud Crawley. Gee, we better give Spud a mention. He'll be on the phone straight away. Anyway, in the meantime, the Saints, the new look Saints, come through the middle of the ground. Good stuff here. Bruce gets it over the top. Maybe should have just swung on and kicked it long. And away go the Brisbane Lions now. Not much ahead, though. They have to hold the ball up as Zorko goes wide, and still there's not much up forward. Only one player, and that is Jared Berry, the man I was talking about. Did very well. Almost kept it in, but there was no one inside 50 for him at all there.
There was a better build-up, though. There was better composure, though. Looked short, came into Zorko there. They didn't rush it. They could have blazed away inside 50. St Kilda would have took the mark and rolled down the
I
other
reckon
end.
in the first quarter, Brownie, you're right. That would have been a St Kilda goal because they would have blazed in and Saints would have got it out. So that's the stuff that Fago was talking about at quarter time.
Sandy Roberts saying, don't forget Plugger Lockett from Ballarat. I think I mentioned him, but I think he deserves to get a couple of mentions. And here we go, Cam Rayner, as he's got a free kick. He's got a mark. He's got his jumper torn. Not the first time I've seen number 16's jumper torn in action, Jonathan Brown.
Most times against your boys, Ed.
Exactly.
Have a look at him. He's a big boy, though, isn't he? He's a ready-made AFL player.
He's a ripper from Hillside in Victoria. Penley Essendon Grammar, the Western under-18s, pick 1 in the draft. His first shot at goal in his career. Cameron Rayner comes in from 45 metres out. The kick is on its way, hits it sweetly. Umpires a good look, he just misses.
Just misses. And his mum was telling me, apparently gets all his talent from his mum. Might have been a little bit biased there, Ed, but she was claiming it. She was claiming it.
Dad wasn't in the room.
He was out of earshot, I think.
The Saints coming away towards Longer, but he has it smashed away from him by Gardner.
Thank you. Long way back, boys.
Throw in once more. Longer from behind. Akers gets the hand pass away. Stevens does a 360, then goes back to Jack Stephen. Talking about that presentation that you made earlier today, Brownie. We've got that coming to our viewers at half-time, so we look forward to that. A little bit of fancy work from Jack Stephen as he goes up towards half-forward. No one able to take it cleanly. McCartan was in the back. Sinclair was at the back, but he couldn't take it. May get another opportunity. It's poked wide. Pressure once again on the Lions' defence. Stephen is lurking. Goes in there now. Tries to get it out. can't do so. Out the back door came Robertson. He got it clear, and they should be able to come away. No, intercepted. The target on that occasion was McCluggage. He was unsuccessful. Robertson, another opportunity. They're mucking around with it here. Eventually, they go up towards centre wing and they need a kind bounce. Getting it. Robertson in the thick of things, picking up plenty of disposals. Goes up towards half forward. That's better. The mark taken by Berry.
This is where composure's needed.
Berry's directly in front, but too far out. But that's a good kick. That is an excellent kick. And McCluggage is waiting at the back to take it almost uncontested.
The C word, composure.
Composure, that's what it was, and good, and teammates, best mates, I think, very close, played together in the North Ballarat Rebels in the TAC Cup competition. McCluggage and Berry got a sixth sense.
Really big kick this. Couple of minutes remaining in the half.
Easy, lazy kick, wasn't it?
Awful. That's what it was, lazy kick.
Just lazy.
Look where his weight was. He nearly fell backwards.
Just take your time. It's a young kid on a big stage, but just take your time. Go through your routine, Brownie. That's why you have the kicking coaches and the routines, because you just settle down, take your time, and back yourself to kick the goal.
What about a drop punt from there?
I would agree with that. Yeah.
8-16 he's kicked in his career, Hugh McCluggage, so a little bit of work to be done there. But the good news is he knows how to get to the right spots, Brownie, as you said. Good players seem to be able to get out on their own in those situations. The Saints are now really lifting the pressure on the tackling with 2 minutes left in the quarter.
His father, Sam, would have got the cows milked early this morning and down from Warrnambool, or Allensford, just outside of Warrnambool.
Yeah.
Sitting in the crowd, Sam McCluggage actually played footy with him back at South Warrnambool led.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so he's a bit of a legend in the South Warrnambool.
He's a very good footballer back in that area.
What's the milk like from the cows, mate? Good?
Good milk. Some of the best milk you'll find.
Clearly still getting it home delivered by the sounds of things. As Zorko goes long, bullet bounce. The wrong way for Zorko. And he gets a bit of a hurry up from Lewis Taylor, who says, what about top of the square where I was standing on my own?
We should say hello to the dairy farmers in the southwest, because they've done it tough in the last week or so with the bushfires.
Absolutely.
Let's hope everything's going to be okay for you.
Our thoughts with everybody in country Victoria, New South Wales over the last couple of weeks. So we are down to the last minute and 44 here. Been a good first half of football from both sides. About 10 points. Fair margin, I reckon.
So. I agree.
It's about par.
Yep. I'm really pleased if I'm Chris Fagan getting back into the game, Eddie. I think it's been a terrific second quarter. Now the key is, last minute 40, don't concede a late goal.
Now, what would you do here, Brenny? Because the Brisbane Lions have got players pushed up. Do you need to get them all back at this stage, or do you think the Saints might just run the clock down a little bit?
I'm happy enough with their setup. They've just got to protect the corridor, make St Kilda kick it long down the line.
Play on.
Got players behind the ball now. The turnover nearly came their way. And a throw in. So a good result. Their setup was fantastic.
I agree. Brisbane don't need to kick a goal now. They don't want one conceded. As we can see the ranking points there, Akers had all the Saints players, but they don't need to concede one, the Lions.
So they get possession and do it nicely. It comes out to Seb Ross, who has been good with his disposal so far today. Akers, little chip, they've turned it over. Now with 1:06, Hodge has got the ball, steps around his opponent onto the right boot. Good kick, just over the head of Bell, couldn't quite grab it. Now the Saints get the ball back, but they've turned it over again. They're trying to give them one last chance here, the Brisbane Lions, and McCluggage with a good kick forward. Up towards his teammate. Oh, Robertson got one high, said the umpire. And 50.
Oh, Dylan.
And 50.
Well, that has to be 50 metres. Obviously, Jack.
There's a spare Brisbane Lions player in the forward line. There's a spare, Josh Walker spare.
Well, I don't reckon it was hitting the head in the first place, but anyway, we'll have a good look at it.
Yeah, it looked good from where we were, Ed, didn't it?
Yeah.
If he got hit in the head, well, fair enough, that's a free kick.
Okay, look at the clock, 40 seconds. That's a good kick to the other side of the ground. It opens up, and the mark's taken, and the Lions will get a shot at goal.
Should have been 50 metres, though. At the end of the day, the St Kilda player would have known. Could have only been a free kick to Mitch Robinson. That definitely should have been a 50-metre penalty. Brisbane gets the shot anyway, albeit a lot tougher shot.
So,
not a bad kick.
Best bloke to have here.
Here it is here.
This for Dane Beams' 150th goal in football. He moves just in time. It'll have to go 49 metres. The clock ticks down. This is the last effort of the quarter. And he starts it right and it finishes there. And it's a 9-point ball game at half-time. So the crowd are nice and angry. Look at this. Daniel Rich looks like he might be done for the game here. He's got the ice on that ankle. You saw a bad twist. And he might be done. So the Brisbane Lions, without one of their star players, Charlie Cameron, has had an absolute ripper. But that was a good half of footy. Yeah, great half of footy. I thought St Kilda were fantastic, especially late in that first quarter. That's where they broke away. Look, Brisbane pegged them back. I thought they probably just got the points in that second quarter. They were able to set up better defensively when they didn't have the ball. And they showed a bit more composure when they did have the ball in their hands. So it's set up for a big second half. The usual suspects for St Kilda: Jack Stevens, 17 disposals, been on fire. Dane Beams, 16 for the Brisbane Lions. So let's go down to Nick Del Santo with Jack Stephen, who's been a sensation in this first half.
Thank you, boys. I am with Jack. A half of football down. How's the body feel, first of all, coming off a big pre-season?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good at the moment. Blowing a bit at the end, but yeah, loving it.
It looks like the team's put a real emphasis once again on the pressure, the tackling and keeping the ball inside your forward half.
Yeah, for sure. That's our one wood, so we just got to stick with that and slowly grind away with walk on effort.
Is there anything that the Lions have done that has surprised you so far?
They're having a good crack, so it's a good competition, so hopefully we get over the top of them.
That is a surprise. Well done, Jack. All the best.
Welcome back to Etihad. Alan Richardson commencing his 5th year with the Saints, but as Nick Del Santo discovered, he's pretty happy with what he's seeing at the moment.
Well, Richo, you must be very happy with the pressure that you've been putting on the opposition, particularly in the tackle department.
Yeah, no, the boys have really hunted. We just got to make sure we look after the footy. Some of our turnovers been costly, but no, the effort's been really positive.
We understand that turnovers are going to happen. Do you see that as the opposition putting really good pressure on you, or is that something that you can control with your ball use?
I reckon at times we were a little bit quick. We tried to go a little bit quick. There are opportunities when we go quick, and we probably look for that too much. There's a bit of both. Their pressure's been pretty positive too.
But we've definitely noticed the change in speed of the Saints, particularly off half-back. Is that something you want to encourage? You take the good with the bad, or you're just trying to pull them back just a tiny bit round one?
Oh, no, as I said, we've been a little bit quick at times. We need to give our forwards time to reset. It's something we've got to get better at.
Well, we wish you all the best for the second half. Hopefully you can fix those things.
Lions go into attack from the bounce to commence the third quarter, courtesy of their skipper in Beams, down towards Cameron territory. He's been the danger man, so too has Berry. He's kicked the goal as well, and he's going to get the opportunity now of adding to that goal and closing the gap once again to make it just 3 points.
Good play, this boy. Jared Berry gets to the right spots, Ruzzi, doesn't he?
He does. He had a bit of the ball, hasn't he? I'll tell you what they do need to address the Saints is their clearances. They're 26-14. They're minus 12 at clearances. They've lost the first one at the start of the third quarter. That's something they do need to address. But Jared Berry's been very good.
Just his 17th game with the club. 40 metres out, almost directly in front. And no problems for Jared Berry. He's got 2, and that is just the start the Lions want in this second half.
And that's the problem. The problem with the territory game, as you can see here, the Saints are just starting from back half all the time because they're getting smashed at stoppages. Really good play here. This is Charlie Cameron again. Good vision. That's a really nice kick. And again, Berry getting to the right spots, Brownie.
Yeah, it's been good. It's been a real flip because St Kilda's strength is around the contest in the clearances, whereas Brisbane have really struggled for the past decade in stoppages and their contested footy work. So Lions will be happy with that turnaround.
So we've got a real game on our hands now. Lions get the first goal in the first minute, and it's back to 3 points. And the coach, Chris Fagan, was all about centre clearances and clearances. As you said, Jonathan Brown, they have been belted in the last few years, but this is a side now starting to come into its own. It's got a few more bigger bodies out there, and they get the centre break again, and they go inside 50. Over line, out of bounds on the full, but it's in there forward 50. And St Kilda have got to get it out.
Yeah, they're winning the territory game, which is, as we said, what AFL footy is all about.
Oh, danger. Up it goes, 3 on 1. Oh.
Alan Christian took his eye off the footy there. You make any contact, if you've taken your eyes off the ball, it is a free kick.
I can't find that anywhere in the rule book, Brownie. I know what you're saying.
The interpretation, yeah.
It is. But, wow. Saints got off there. So let off for the Saints. Little bit of composure required here. Brucey, they've conceded the early goal. They're under pressure. What do they need to do now?
Yeah, well, Richo said, I think both coaches aren't too happy with the speed of the game, particularly early in the season when you're still getting your tempo and your skills set all nutted out. So just control the ball, hold on the ball and try and work your way up into a scoring position now.
Stephen smart with the kick there. Didn't go for too much. Went to his skipper. In the meantime, Kobe Stevens at centre-half back can go back out and can start again. Carlisle up the line, beautiful kick, threaded the eye of the needle on that one and finds a good player in Jack Billings too. So the good player starting to get hold of the Saints. He goes long and strong to the pocket over the head of the pack. Well, it's set, it does. Good handball inside, great handball inside from Akers. Here's a shot from Savage and it's a goal to the Saints. Make that Gresham, sorry. Gresham kicked the goal. Beautiful play, his second.
I really like that build-up there for St Kilda, Rosie. Now, St Kilda, we saw in the first quarter especially, they moved the ball by switching it, really slick ball movement back through the middle. That time, though, they were stopped. Brisbane wouldn't allow them back into the corridor, but then eventually they worked their way along the boundary line, and then they were happy to kick it long inside 50. They've got big forwards. Josh Bruce, Membry is there. Of course, he was a part of that. Paddy McCartan's on the bench, so they shouldn't have any concerns whacking it deep inside 50.
Well, Gresham, as he was last year, a goal kicker, 30 last year and 2 so far today. And again, the margin is out to 9 points. Martin winning it over Longer.
Ooh.
And a big clash there. I reckon the Saint has come off second best. There's a couple of Saints players down at the moment. Armitage, who, well, he's up and he tries to just spike it over to Dylan Robertson, who plucks it out of the air, kicks it high, and goes out of bounds. So Armo is up.
He was pushed, and they both went to kick it. He was pushed.
Christensen, well spoiled by Robertson.
There's nothing like a potential disposal to numb the pain, Sandy. Hopefully he's okay.
He got up quick when the ball came to him.
It is. It's a great cure.
Oh,
jeez,
lucky.
He's tough enough.
Anything could have happened there.
From Bell, pokes it down to Beams. Beams from 53 metres. Now, how's the bounce? Clean bowls a couple. Carlisle's hand pass is okay. Akers is on the end of it from Geary. Akers goes wide towards Billings on the outer side. Sneaks away from Bell. Just props it up in the air. Not a lot of distance for Nunes and co. Kobe Stevens is there as well, and he throws himself at the ball. Well done, Kobe Stevens. This opens the door for the Saints as they bounce their way around centre wing, up towards the half-forward line. Bruce will be the target. 1, 2 grabs, not enough, and out of bounds.
Well done, more desperate back there. Brisbane Lions half-forward flank. McCluggage had the chance. Stayed on his feet, though, but St Kilda player crashed through.
St Kilda. Bruce, thank you.
Bruce to contest the ruck work with Martin. Martin with the right hand just palms it down to... He finishes on all fours himself, big Stefan. Bruce tried to get it out. Going over the top, or underground, in fact, was Jack Steele.
He's in trouble now.
Yeah. Close. Close, Brown.
Close, yeah. Thanks, Tom. He may have been just on his feet when he brought that ball, or dragged that ball back in. Alex Witherden, re-signed with the Brisbane Lions over the off-season. Great news from the club.
St Joseph's Geelong, so good to get him re-signed. So the Saints going to have a shot at goal here. Long decides not to. Does the team-orientated thing and looks up and finds a better option. And the mark has been taken by Tim Membry.
And you talk about your key forwards, Ed. You win a stoppage and you give your key forwards a chance to mark and kick a goal. So, as I said, they continue to get smashed around the clearances, 28-16. They win their first one for the quarter, and you get a shot at goal.
OK, so Membry comes in. He has missed 2 shots at goal. Last year was his best year for accuracy, and this year it's a shocker. He's missed 3.
He's He's normally a beautiful kick for goal, isn't he?
Yeah.
Really.
Last year, 73% accuracy.
Yeah.
It was a career high.
Back into play, McCluggage.
Had kicked 64-26 since 2016.
Dangerous. The door opens for Blake Acres. Distance will test him, so he just tries to go to the top of the square. Where are the high flyers? Bruce was there. A snap is good.
That man Billings again.
He's kicked. No,
It's been dangerous at the foot of the ball there.
2 in the first half. A great opportunity there. Straight back into play. Sensible.
Oh.
Poor kick again. Akers just thumps it back in towards the centre. Nunes was there, so too is Christensen, however. Gets out of heavy traffic, gives us to Stephen Martin. He gives it to McCluggage. McCluggage goes short. That's going to be okay. Hipwood takes the mark. Plays on quickly. He's got players loose downfield. Black have talked between Bell and Beams. Beams it is now who has it, but he's tight. So he goes short to try and increase the angle. A snap at goal is good. And Rayner, the #1 draft pick.
Terrific play. How exciting this, the young man, his first game. Cam Rayner. Bit of class there, Roosie, no doubt about it. I like Brisbane Lions ball movement. They mucked up going inside 50, but they were able to tidy it up with some terrific play.
I thought the kick from McCluggage was the key kick because they didn't have much forward, and then all of a sudden he hit a short little one. Even though it's a bad kick from Beams going in, what it allowed is ground ball players, because it allowed the forwards to get back inside the forward 50. Great to see a young fella kick the goal.
What a great moment in his career.
He's pretty happy, the young fella. It's good to see a smile on his face, eh?
Why wouldn't you be happy?
Was he that happy when he got number 16, or do you reckon he's happy about kicking his first goal?
Well, it took the other old number 16 about 10 games to kick his first goal, so he's already ahead.
He might have sparked something here because they've got it out of the centre again. Robinson did well. Now a chance for Cameron. Didn't quite get enough on the boot, but they've got the numbers again as Robinson gets it out. Here's a chance now for Martin. Good kick. And Bell will go back and have a shot at goal.
And once again, I tell you what, if I'm the midfield coach, Alan Richardson would be terrorising him at the moment. They have to do something about... It's quite amazing, given that Brisbane are in front in contested possession and smashing the Saints in clearances as well, that they're behind. I mean, this will put them in front, but this is a massive issue. Great, Eddie, you mentioned it's something they've been working on. Great for the Lions, but poor for the Saints, the clearances.
They have not been in front since the 22.5-minute mark of the first term. Bell comes in and puts them back in front. Great goal to Tom Bell. Let's go to David King at the Adelaide Oval for an update. Kingy.
Head-eye contact has been the talk of round one so far after Richard Douglas last night. Well, we've got another one today. Charlie Dixon of Port Adelaide has chosen to bump Connor Blakely of Fremantle Dockers, and he's taken him to ground. We'll keep you posted from here.
David King reporting on Charlie Dixon. Having his number taken there.
There's the score from stoppages. 16 to... Yeah, 6 goals 3 to 1 goal 3 from stoppages. This has kept them in the game. It's been a domination by the Lions at stoppages.
So the Lions in front. A 1-point ball game. Longer and Martin been at it for most of the day. Martin first to recover. Robinson flicks the ball out wide. Now chance for Robinson. Hand pass was swift from Gardner. Comes up towards the wing. McCluggage, short. The lead is on. And the juggling mark is beautifully taken by Hipwood. He plays on and he wrecks it with that kick.
He's working his way into the game though, Hipwood.
Yeah, long, and this time intercepted yet again by Mays. So some untidy work, and the Saints may pay the price.
I'll give it to you, Eric Hipwood definitely relieved, that's for sure. Turnover. Well, like you said, Roosie, Brisbane have been able to play the game in their forward half, so they're able to set up well defensively, almost set up the wall. So it's made it challenging for St Kilda, trying to bring it out of their defensive 50. They're making mistakes under pressure.
The shot's on its way, finds the woodwork, sadly. Not a good record. Spends time in defence. Didn't kick a goal last year, but the Lions here are threatening.
Well, the Saints have been asked to kick pretty much. There's the protected area, I think, was it there? The Saints have been asked to kick their goals. They're thinking about a penalty from defence, Brownie. You're absolutely right. It's very, very difficult to continue to do that.
Had he kicked that goal, that would have been 6 out of the last 8 since quarter time for the Brisbane Lions. We've got some news from down on the bench. We'll go to Nick Del Santo shortly. Charlie Cameron's in a bit of trouble, which is bad news for Brisbane, knowing that Daniel Rich is already off the ground with an ankle for the rest of the afternoon. So the Lions are playing great football, but they need to get it going now. They need to hold up. Now, McCartan comes up and starts to get a touch. That's what they need at St Kilda at the moment, but the kick has been intercepted again. And they're just doing enough at the moment, the Brisbane Lions.
They are. This is the strength of Harris Andrews too. He's a tall defender, 6'6", very talented. This is where he's got to be, a strong contributor to the Lions, as well as shutting down probably the #1 forward each week for the opposition.
Rayner comes in from the side, couldn't quite take the mark. Throw in on centre wing.
The way he flies at the football, his presence, Eddie. He's got a real presence in the air. There's Charlie Cameron. He's got the lollies.
I think also, Brownie, since Dan McStay's gone back, they've kicked 2 goals after that. So I like McStay back, even though he hasn't had a massive input. I think just that seniority down there helps Hipwood as well.
Gresham took it from Bruce. Now he's got a problem.
Charlie Cameron back on the grill.
He loses it.
Had a couple of chats to the doctors, but he might have taken a couple of Nurofen. He's back out there ready to go, taking his spot at half forward.
Okay, he's ready to go. That's good news. Thank you, Nicky Del Santo.
Couple of Nurophens. Very fast-acting Nurophens.
Here's Lester. Short to Robertson. Finally goes. Dangerous-looking kick, but a vice-like grip by Mitch Robertson gives it to Bell. Bell pulls it back. Now, who's that to?
That's really kept the Saints in the game. The turnovers, really, if you look at after the first quarter, Brown, the turnovers have kept the Saints in the game.
Stephen.
Well, that's where the majority of their scores have come from, isn't it? Turnovers, Brisbane Lions mistakes mainly.
Jack Stephen, the busiest Saint on the ground, 21 disposals.
Started with a tag on him. Nick Robinson tagged him early on, Sandy, but I don't think the Brisbane Lions have stuck with that tag. Nick Robinson just working hard on his own as a midfielder. He's up to 17 disposals himself.
Nathan Brown towards centre wing. Bruce was the target, almost outmarked. Bell almost threw that out. Robertson has it. Martin goes wide. Akers, an effective tackle. Teammate not so effective. He gets taken to ground. The Lions by 2 points. Halfway through the third term. It's been a sensational start to the opening round of the 2018 season. That will certainly continue tonight and tomorrow. Beams, the recipient of the free kick.
So Beams goes backwards. Just trying to change the angle here. So the kick comes out from Mays. Hodge, sweeping handball. Taylor on the left boot. Around the corner he goes. Up to Berry, who's had a good day so far, but he has to beat a couple. Carlisle did well to take it to the boundary line. Taylor did well to impede his charge at the ball. We'll have a throw in on centre wing with the Brisbane Lions leading St Kilda by 2 points.
So contested possession now is up to +20, 97 to 77. So Alan Richardson wouldn't be a happy man sitting in the coach's box at the moment.
9 minutes to go in what we used to call the premiership quarter. Free kick too high. Armitage. So Bell just a little bit injudicious with the tackle. No 15, says the umpire. Akers. Now, the Brisbane Lions are setting up very well here, Ruzi. Just take us through this, because they've got another turnover, almost the mark.
Yeah, look, a lot going well for the Lions. You talk about it from a positive sense. They're +20 contested possession, and they're winning the clearance easy, and they're setting up really well. But as you touched on before, Brownie, it's really hard for the Saints, because all their attacking has to come from the back half, because they're losing clearances all the time.
Brisbane have been really good at taking away the corridor from St Kilda, haven't they? Yep. First quarter, St Kilda were able to get through the corridor, and the Lions really got sliced up. But they've been able to toughen that up or tighten that up.
Well, they were lucky there, St Kilda, because they Robertson dropped the mark. If he had that, they were wide open up the other end. Now that's it. Here's a chance. Robertson couldn't quite hold the mark. He was away before he had it. Good battle going on here. He gets it back, though. Slams it inside 50. And the mark has been taken there. Across half-back by McStay.
Well, they had 6 goals in the first quarter, the Saints. They've got 8 so far. So the Lions have just really dominated the last quarter and a half, really.
Luke Hodge up to his 13th disposal now, so he's starting to have an influence, Sandy, no doubt about it.
He goes to Zorko. And the Lions are running down the ground at the moment. Little Louis Taylor says, I'll take it. And he goes down towards half forward. Walker takes the mark. Too far out to score. Puts it in towards half forward. Big pack of players. And it comes out. Oh, a short little kick. Is that another one to Cameron? He's got 3. Lions stretch their lead.
By being a bit more composed, we talked about it before, when you're more composed and more controls with the ball, it allows your actual small forwards to get back into the contest, because generally, Brownie, they go up the ground. Watch them here as they come back in. I know it's a balloon ball in, but look at all the crummers there.
Yep.
Equal numbers, little kick out, and there's Charlie Cameron goal.
I love too how Charlie Cameron worked his man into the contest and snuck out the back. He knew Rayner was going to fly and launch at the footy. That's smart play by Cameron. His man flew, Cameron stayed down. He trusted that Rayner in the first game was going to be able to crash the back.
And that's Jaron Geary, who's the captain, who he sort of forced into the contest and then slid out the back.
4 goals to 1 to the Brisbane Lions in this third term. They've kicked the last 3. The Saints need to get on the board and quickly. Stevens kicks it forward. Handball comes out from Sinclair. That's almost a free kick going to Clark the first game. It comes out to Billings, left foot snap of the goal is offline and through for a behind. So Billings has now kicked 2 goals, 2 behinds in this term. Witherden, Alex Witherden from full back, the famous number 29, Gary Wilson. What a sensational player he was in the Fitzroy days, the Fleet. Brucey, one of the best rovers in the history of the game.
Unbelievable player.
So things going well for the Lions here.
Ross Lyon with 29.
Rossi Lyon, yep, 29.
There he is again. So Walker got the free kick. Ball finished up over here with Harris Andrews. Luke Hodge for Brisbane.
Sounds good, doesn't it?
It doesn't quite roll off the tongue just yet, but the way he's going today, Hodgie, we're getting used to it, and he's got the free kick. Good appeal.
Probably doesn't sound that flash out at Glen Ferry way, Brownie.
Oh, no. I wouldn't have thought so. I said to Clarko the other day, he's finally wearing a decent coloured jumper.
Let's hope it's not a great day for Glen Ferry all round. Off the hands of the pack. Here we go. Charlie Cameron again. Oh, just missed Christensen. Both of them go it again. Christensen lurking there as Cameron. Good pressure, great pressure. The captain, Geary, clears it and does it well for St Kilda. Now they're on. Armitage is jumping up and down saying, kick it to me.
This is where Brisbane have been good at. They've been able to take away the corridor. Look at Jimmy Webster now. He has to go long down the line.
He does. Webster's kick up towards centre wing. An excellent quarter, though, by the Lions. They've got a chance to go deep into attack again. Robertson goes in towards the middle. They look up towards the half-forward line. Where are the runners? They've got plenty on hand at the moment. Berry decides to go short. That's okay. Hipwood.
Cluggage on his own inside 50.
Yep. Taylor gives it back with it. Now Berry. Short again. A poor kick. Poor kick. And, well, Zorko, I thought he was going to control it. Then he's popped it out on the full. Or was he already over? I think he was already over.
Got to feel sorry for Zorko there. He finally got an opportunity to get a free ball. He's been closely manned up by Jack Steele from the Saints. He's only had the 12 disposals so far, Zorko. We know how good he was last year, not only accumulating possessions, but also getting on the scoreboard.
Nick Del Sando on the boundary line. Billings had it for a moment. Going to get a free kick. The advantage is paid, so Jack Stephen, well, hardly an advantage, but they may get out of it because Armitage is at the back. And he's got it now, and he's got the runners. Bruce gives it away to Billings. 50 metres out, beautifully done. McCartan could have run in and popped one over. He had a player there. Oh, now he's decided to go somewhat belatedly. But Josh Bruce will go back and he should kick the goal.
Yeah, gee, blatant 2-on-1, wasn't it? Had he just kept on going, he either would have ran in and kicked an easy goal from 5 metres out or handballed it over the top.
Yeah.
Jeez, I reckon. Was that a soft free kick? Have a look at it in a moment.
Bruce has kicked one.
You are allowed to make contact within 5 metres.
36 goals last year. Very deliberate in his approach, but an important kick. He gets the goal, a much-needed one, his second. And again, the Saints close the gap to just 1 point.
Now let's just have a look at this. Now Brisbane line gets exposed out the back. Here's their general, their gatekeeper, Luke Hodge, but he's the last man there. They're rolling the dice. They've got a lot of numbers around here, the Lions, but you will see McCartan come into shot here. He's on his own. Lions need to be more diligent in defence. You cannot have a key forward now. He may have snuck off the bench, but that was a mistake there in organisation behind the football.
How good, you seen Luke Hodge there, how good was he? Because I tend to agree with you, Eddie. I almost feel like he just summed up that situation. He's probably a bit stiff to give away the free kick there, Hodge.
I thought it was very unlucky. I thought it was in the contest. So there you go, doesn't matter. They've got the goal, the Saints, and they're back within 1 point, ending a run of 3 on the trot to the Brisbane Lions. There's 4 goals to 2 this term. Kick from Savage is a beauty. Now the Saints have got a bit of run in their legs again. Steele goes up the wing. He's turned it over. That's an absolute shocker. And Mays takes the mark. So Mays from backward of the centre wing position, kicks up. Robertson takes the mark. The little chip kick inside, Mr. Stevens. The Saints now got all the numbers. They can run to the goals. Long. Cousin of Michael Long runs into trouble and throws it away. Hodge now picks it up, kicks out towards the wing position. Big contest, this one. Great contest. That was a mark. I thought Akers did everything right.
Well, that's a mark.
That is a mark all day.
He's appealing for it as well.
Oh, yes, it was. It was a clear palm of the hand.
Yeah.
And that is a mark. Got to the front spot. I think that sometimes umpies just run a little bit too precise. Used to be a pack mark all day, those things, didn't they, Roosie?
Yeah, that's a mark every day of the week.
Gresham, inside 50, need a big fly. And there's only one person who went up. No one can take it, though. Long at the fall of the ball is grabbed. He just ducked his head and went to ground. Will have a bounce.
Hodge has been terrific there defensively with his tackling pressure, but Harris Andrews needs to gobble those. He's their main intercept marker. You decide to fly as a defender and go for the mark, you have to take that mark, Roosie.
Yeah, you don't want that coming to ground in front of you because you know your opponent's probably the one that's going to be picking up the ground ball.
So here we go, a point the difference inside 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
Brown, an effective spoiler, has assistance from Savage at the back. Normally pretty good with the delivery. Taylor may take advantage of that. Gives the hand pass away, the running Zorko. Interesting kick once again. Well, it may work for Bell if it sits. It does. He's 30 metres out. He's bending it back.
He had 3 players square of the ball there, Sandy. He just had to open his vision. He had 3 running down the ground.
Tunnel vision for the goals and unsuccessful. Geary ambles out of defence. Strolls out. And looks up towards centre wing again. Lions have the numbers. Short little pass. Well, that's hardly 15 metres. Robertson gets it out. A chance for Andrews. Clears once more. They go in towards full forward. Who's at the back? Which way will it bounce? Akers is on the very last line of defence. Blake Akers defends. They look towards half back. Membry's a long way from home. And he's the man as far as the Saints are concerned down in that forward line. Moves it on eventually. He's got a couple of players in the middle there and can use them.
McCartney's
Stephen is running. Jack, give it to McCartan. Jack, what are you doing? He's going for home, and it doesn't matter because he's got the goal.
Some defensive mistakes there, positioning-wise, from a few Brisbane Lions players. Roosie, first Charlie Cameron allowed that outlet to Tim Memory. Should have came back to create a 2-on-1. I just thought there was some sloppy positioning here. Now, Luke Hodge had to go there because he was left stranded by his teammates' poor defensive positioning.
I reckon they're leaving, which Chris would know. They're leaving a lot to Luke Hodge to have to sort everything out down there. So he's trying to cover about 3 or 4 players at the moment.
So Brisbane enjoyed the lead for 17 minutes. The Saints are back in front by 4 points with 1:14 left on the clock in this third term. Here we go again. This has been a great game. Now it's starting to open up. Stephen, who kicked the last goal, has been dynamic out of the centre. Couldn't get the good bounce. Now it comes out again to the Saints. Nunes goes long. Out comes McCartan. Gets it in the back. He'll have a shot at goal.
Really
inside a minute to go.
Sorry, it really has been Jack Stephen, hasn't it?
Yep.
Billings, Jack Stephen and Billing are the two that look like they can change the game for the Saints. As silly as it sounds, the Lions have got half a dozen. They've got Charlie Cameron, Christensen, Beams, Zorko sort of thing. So that's the challenge for the Saints. Akers has been good too, but the two that have really looked capable of turning this game are Stevens and Billings.
McCartan, we spoke about Robbie Muir earlier. Well, the number 32 comes in, and well, Robbie won't be claiming anything to do with that one.
Generally, that's his strength too. He's generally a good set shot at goal. Oh.
So throw in. Only 21 seconds remaining, so I really think the time has gone as far as the Lions scoring is concerned. But they're in touch. Longer and Martin, almost like dancing partners. Into the square. Stephen! Jackie boy gets the goal right on the siren. 2 goals to Jack Stephen in this term. And Paul Roos, as you said, that man is the difference with his 26 disposal.
Can I tell you, that's the most nervous time of the game is 20 seconds to go, Brownie.
Look at this, Roosie, where it comes from.
In the quarter.
Through the back of the stoppage. Jack Stephen, he's the man. He's the most dangerous player at this stoppage. Watch it go. Probably need to have 3 blokes straight through the middle. You see, he just keeps going. Loses his man in congestion. That is smart play, isn't it? That is midfield play 101.
Yeah, the number of times I can tell you when you're coaching and you leave the box to go down to the ground and there's a goal scored it's unbelievable. But what you need there, Brownie, that defensive cover role. He can't get sucked in. He's the one that's got to pick Stevens up on the way through. There's no way known Jack Stevens should be kicking that goal.
So we'll have time for a bounce, but little more. Robertson almost threw it out. Armitage did get the hand pass away to Akers. Akers goes long, but he runs out of time. But the scene is set for a big final quarter here at Etihad. In a seesawing game that saw the Lions regain the lead in that third term. Saints bit back, thanks largely to 2 goals from Jack Stephen. It's the Saints 11-8-74. The Lions 9-10-64. A big final quarter coming up. This fascinating struggle is set to go right down to the wire. The Saints started well in the first term with a 6-3 blast. But since then, the Lions have fought back. They regained the lead. Big day for that little man, Cam Rayner. Not so little, but he'll remember that goal for a long time to come. It was this man, Jack Stephen, who got the Saints back in front with 2 goals in the third quarter. The margin was 19 points at quarter time in the Saints' favour. 9 at half-time and 10 at three-quarter time. 11-8 plays at 9-10, 74-64. Billings has been busy. Stephen has been fantastic. Blake Akers has also done the job, and so too has the skipper. While for the Brisbane Lions, Dane Beams has led by example. Robertson has picked up plenty of the footy, and so too has Taylor. Let's go down to the boundary line because Nicky Dowell wants to spend a bit of time with Brisbane scoring from stoppages.
Thank you, Sandy. Haven't we got a good game on our hands? It was 9 points at halftime. It's now 10 points. have to give a little bit of credit to the Saints here because they're getting absolutely dominated at stoppages and particularly centre bounce. Not only are they losing the centre bounces, they're getting scored against heavily. 39 points to 22 from stoppages, and that margin was actually greater apart from Jack Stevens' last 5 minutes in that quarter where he kicked 2 goals. The bit I have liked about the Brisbane Lions stoppages in particular, they haven't been overly pretty. They've stayed in the contest. They've found ways to get the ball forward. It's just been a surge mentality, and they've always got numbers at the contest. If they ever are pressured by the Saints, they've always got somebody to release to. If the Saints are to get back into this game or stay in front of this game, they need to square up at least in this stoppage area. But if you're the Brisbane Lions, look to Dane Zorko to have a huge last 30 minutes.
A big final quarter coming up. Who wins, Paul Roos?
Oh, look, you think you have to go for the Saints. I mean, there are 12-win teams against a 6-win team. But I love what I've seen from the Lions.
OK, as I said, a big final quarter to get it underway. Here's Eddie Maguire.
Good on you, Sandy. Let's go. Billy Longer in the first ruck for St Kilda up against Stephen Martin. These centre breaks so vital. So too these ruck contests. Umpire Chris Donlan balls it up. It's a beauty too from the umpire. They all go in pretty hard. Stephen again, the first in on top of it, flicks it out the back. They dive in with another bounce.
Bye, ball. Thank you.
10 points the difference.
Billy, step.
Lions got out to an 8-point lead at the 18.5-minute mark of the third term. 3 consecutive goals to the Saints got them back in front to lead by that 10 points. But it's the Brisbane Lions who get the first break. It comes out to Christensen. Inside 50 they go with a wobbly kick forward.
Front on contact, Savage.
Savage gets the free kick. You heard the umpire.
Stay behind.
So Savage from halfback.
Goes short to Ross. Seb Ross. 17th disposal to him, so he's done pretty well. Out to Akers, who's been knocked up getting possessions. That's number 25. The Saints look to go in towards half forward, and a good mark taken by Membry.
I love that play there. Done there by Ross. He got it down there. It was a nice kick. He saw that Membry was 1-on-1 against Luke Hodge. All he needed to do was just put it on the advantage side for Tim Membry. That allowed him to push back into Hodge. Josh Bruce, sorry, the kick. Fantastic positional kick.
Well, he's their go-to man, isn't he, down in the forward line, Membry? And, well, he's a chance. He's a pretty good chance from here. In he comes from 46 metres. The drop punt, however, goes right across the face of goal over the line. And we've got to throw it in the Saints' right forward pocket.
Well, Sandy, we said going into this game last year, he had a career high accuracy of 73%. He'd kicked 64-26 since 2016. And today's kicked 3 behinds and missed with 1 altogether there. So it's just can't get the radar working at all, Tim Membry.
No, round 1. I'm sure he'll get it right. Martin. Well, Bruce tried to edge him out. Robinson, that's Mitch, gets a hurried kick, very little distance in it. Zorko's kick was partly smothered. Robinson says, I'll go in and get it again. Sinclair in trouble, paddling it along for the Saints. Back towards Akers.
Josh Walker needs to be a bit further up, a bit close to that contest.
Moving on, play on.
Blake Akers goes backwards to Jimmy Webster. Well, they're going to start again. Laterally.
Hold there.
But OK to Robertson.
It's a good starting point. St Kilda are going to try and get back into the corridor if they can.
Back to Akers again. Plays on quickly with a hand pass to Jack Stephen. Short little pass has got to be accurate here because Robinson pounces. Akers does the roving work, goes long and high in towards full forward over the back. Which way did it bounce? Was it touched?
Doesn't look like it.
Wow, what a bounce.
I think it's a goal. I'm sure there'll be a review.
What was his call?
Review. Umpire's call is touched, 1 behind.
Daniel McStay pleading that he touched that.
Okay.
A very honest young man, isn't he, Brownie? Daniel McStay.
Very honest. Brought up well.
Okay. Let's have that. Thanks.
Well, you're not going to be able to overrule it, are you? So,
I think it's made a touch there.
Yeah, you can see the wrist movement.
Review complete, decision going to scoreboard.
Yeah. The movement there.
Yeah.
Touch.
So 1 behind will go on the board.
Like his honesty, Dan. Good young fella he is, isn't he?
We like that. His parents will be happy. Big Trevor sitting at home. He's probably here, actually.
His coach would be more happy, I reckon.
Yeah.
Oh, that's outside the line nearly. The kick out there.
Oh, good kick.
It's a beautiful kick. And they went for too much in the end, and that is a savage turnover.
Bad mistake there by the
literally.
Dane Beams.
Yeah, that's...
See what he was trying to do.
Yeah, you can tell, because if that ball gets through, you've got, I think it was a Charlie Cameron running towards goal, so that's a goal for the Lions.
No, back where you were. Not you.
Yeah, it was all duck or no dinner on that occasion.
15 gone.
And Billings, who started off with 2 goals in the first term, to get the Saints rolling here in the final term. Comes in from 52 metres, hits it nice and strong. And it's just hooked, though, to the right-hand side and through from behind his kick. 2 goals, 3.
He's such a good field kick, isn't he? It's just surprising that he's such a poor set shot for goal.
Hodge decides to bring the ball out now. The wiser head goes to full back off the hands of the pack. Robertson, game on, is gone.
Great tackle by Nunes.
Yeah, the Saints are starting to get a bit of momentum here now.
Yeah, danger period, isn't it, for the Lions?
It's going to come back. And a little bit of frustration creeping in there as far as the Lions are concerned. Mitch has just got to settle down.
Why isn't that downfield?
Yeah, I don't know why. I'm trying to work out.
This time he goes short. The pass was on, but it was effectively spoiled. Kicked high up towards Akers and Bruce. Bruce got 2 hands to it, couldn't complete the mark. Hodge gets the hand pass out towards Robertson. Shepherding sees him clear. Kicks hurriedly. Webster with courage.
See what's happened the last 5 minutes of the third quarter, and then early in this last. St Kilda have been able to play the game in their front half. Yep. Now they can set up defensively. Now it's Brisbane who are backs against the wall.
Webster's kick in towards the pocket. Mark should have been taken, but it wasn't. Billings again has Nunes there if he needs him. Good smother by Robinson. Billings may get another chance. Hodge has other ideas. Robertson gets a hurried high ball. A floater that was marked well in the end by Leicester. Got to wait for some movement downfield. Cameron in towards the middle. Andrews wants the player coming past, tries to draw his opponent, eventually takes a flat-looking helicopter punt kick. Berry takes the mark. A diving Jared Berry will go back and kick for his 3rd goal. And keep the Lions well and truly in this. This to cut the margin to 1 straight kick.
Reads the play beautifully, doesn't he, Berry?
He gets the good spots, doesn't he? Yeah, no, you're right. This will be goal number 3. He's had 14 possessions. The way he just released from the midfield, got into space. I'm not sure what the kick was actually meant for him, but you've still got to get there into that position.
14 disposals. Going for goal number 3. Leans back and guides that ball. And does really well. Lions are still alive here at Etihad.
Great play there, wasn't it? Jared Berry worked really hard. He identified the play. He knew Harris Andrews then had time in his way. Here he is here, Jared Berry. So he starts behind centre. We just watched this play unfold. He continued. Now a little bit of luck with the kick. Just keeps working hard down there. Makes the most of his opportunity. The play flows. Good draw there by Harris. Nice little wobbler inside, but Berry had the courage to keep running, Ruzi.
I'll tell you what, if Blake Acres had his time again, I know he's had 28, but he just let him go, and that's the defensive side of the game. So if he had his time again, he would have run harder to stop that goal.
So Jared Berry gets the 1st goal of the final term. It's a goal the difference now. The Saints get the centre break. Long goes up, did well, got a hand to it, couldn't quite get his 2nd hand. In goes Hodge, he sort of threw it out. Umpire said play on. Bell over the top of the ball now, gets it going. Great play there on that occasion from Martin. They get it out. Now they're away. Robertson can't pick it up. Can he? Yes, he can now. Gets the handball working. Christensen comes out wide still. Mark's been taken by Taylor. Nice kick inside. All right, here we go. Charlie Cameron got a bad bounce. Good tackle, though. Saints can rebound down the ground.
They do, through Membry. Up towards half forward. Kick's good.
Turn around.
Billings. You got players loose everywhere, Jack. Long will leave it. and Gresham will kick the goal, and he does. He's got 3.
Well, turnovers kill you, don't they, Ruzy?
Yeah,
Lewis Taylor took
turnover.
the mark. That is a 2-goal turnaround. That's the old 12-point play. Lewis Taylor on his left foot, normally pretty good with that left foot, but he didn't need to do it, did he, Ruzy? Need to show composure. He had Brisbane Lions players inside 50. Coast-to-coast goal again for St Kilda.
Yeah, it just sort of sucks the life out of a team, doesn't it? When you got the momentum, they've just kicked a goal. Have a look at the blokes in front. But you can't defend a turnover like that. It's just too hard.
Gee, his eyes would have lit up when he saw all those players down there. So we're back to 2 straight kicks.
Yeah, 8-3 inside 50. So they're starting to even up the clearances. They're using the ball better than the Lions and starting to get on top now.
Sinclair out of the middle. Well, Louis Taylor tries to intercept, and he does well. Gives it off to Christensen. He gives it to Mitch Robinson. Robinson goes for the doctor. And there's your quick reply.
Another stoppage goal there for the Brisbane Lions. It's been an interesting game. St Kilda have scored majority of their score from turnovers. Yet the Brisbane Lions have been very strong scoring from stoppages and clearances. Just seeing there, discussion there between Mitch Robinson and the umpire, saying, calm down, you're instigating the play. But that was a great finish there by Mitch Robinson. So they've been strong out of the stoppages, the Lions here.
Thanks, Mitch. Come on.
And also, well done by Louis Taylor. Got a hand in.
Let's get on with it.
Hey, Mitch Robinson is at war with everyone out here at the moment. He's having words with the umpire. He's pushing and shoving everyone in his range. He's in his 150th game, and he's just kicked the goal to put the Lions within 6 points. Away we go. Saints go in hard. Bruce tries to spin out of the pack. Stephen has been sensational. Just gets the handball away before he's grabbed. Bruce flicks it over the top, but it's coming back again. That was Rayner in his first game, the #1 draft pick. They dive in on top of it. The ball spills out. Long goes out to Bruce. Good tackle. It spills out wide. Zorko's been quiet, tries to get it out. Now they go again, the Brisbane Lions. Rayner, the #1 draft pick, can run onto the ball. Left foot kick. It's a wobbly one up forward. Didn't get enough on it. And the mark's been taken by Carlisle.
Who steadies. Aguirre to Kobe Stevens. He's got Sinclair wide, just hiding on the wing. It's not a good kick for Akers. It's put him under the pump, but he is able to get it away to Gresham. One bounce. Those little legs pumping as Gresham goes inside 50. They need a mark. Memory was there, couldn't complete it. Andrews with pressure and determination. The Lions should be able to come away. Back towards the half-back line, back towards Walker and co. Taylor, back to Walker. Stops, steadies, and the kick is not a good one. Jack Steele says, I'll have that. And Steele wastes no time, goes in towards Membry territory again. Good kick, good mark, and a chance to once again make it a 12-point ball game.
Yeah, another turnover too, wasn't it, for the Lions? So it's been the story of the day. Clearance wins for the Lions for goals and turnovers for the Saints for goals.
That was a beautiful kick there, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
So Membry's been off target. 3 behinds. Using the banana, the check side. He says, I'll do it the hard way. And he gets his first goal for the day.
Tell you what, this kick is a forward stream. Obviously the banana is, but have a look at Memory here, right? He's got his hand, finger pointing up. He wants it here. He doesn't want to leave though, because he doesn't want to chew up his space. It's a beautiful kick. Have a look at this. Just waits for it. Lovely. The player kicks the ball before Memory moves. That allows him to have the space. He can go against the 2v1. Finally, Memory comes good. That frustrates Chris Fagan. No end. Great finish here, Memory, finally.
Well, it was actually a 4v1, wasn't it? Membry was in behind 4 Lions players. That's how good the kick had to be, because he had 4 defenders. Unfortunately for the defenders, they were all in front of Membry. One had to adjust to the back.
They'd all run forward because they had the ball. Walker turned it over with that slice kick that went in to the 450, and there's players down here. Robertson again is in the thick of things. Good play by Berry, gets it out. The kick from Martin, though, up towards the forward 50. Have to get this next goal, the Brisbane Lions, to stay in touch. It's 12 points of difference. Robertson still taking a while to get up.
Cody Stevens as well.
Stevens, yep. Pressure is mounting. First game always takes a lot of energy out of the legs, no matter how much pre-season you do. Now the Saints. Nice little dappy kick from Billings has been intercepted, though, by Luke Hodge. If anyone knows when to leave his man and impose himself on the play, it is this champion. Hodge. Chipping kick to Gardner. Hodge takes it back.
Up to 20 disposals, Luke Hodge, in his first game for the Lions.
Alan Christensen. Welcome back, Alan. Great to see you out there.
Yeah, 19th disposal now for Christensen. Good return.
Horror run with injuries since round 11, 2016. Great young man. Great to see him playing football again and playing well. So the kick comes from McStay. Oh, big fly from Rayner. Couldn't quite drag it in. Is that a deliberate?
Rayner has played as a genuine key forward today. The way he's launched and crashed into the pack, it's been fantastic, Roosie. You know, obviously Hipwood has struggled early on. McStay struggled to get into the game. Josh Walker's gone forward now. But in terms of key forward play, Rayner's been the best out of the Lions today.
Yeah, he's looked good, hasn't he?
Time not yet a factor for the Lions. They certainly like the next one to stay in touch. Long is taken out of it. The door opens for Mays. He goes short in towards Berry. Gives it off once again with it. Goes long with it. It's a poor kick.
Well read there by Jakey Carlisle.
Here's Seb Ross now with an opportunity. Gives it off to Jack Stevens, who's just racking up possessions. Back to Ross once more. They just take their time to try and get out of trouble. Head down towards the forward line. Stevens just does not stop, but that kick drops a little short. The aim was for Jack Steele. It wasn't to be, and Robertson takes the mark.
You can see Stevens just limping there. Actually stubbed his toe on the kick there, Sandy. The stops got caught in the turf.
Well, he's had enough of it. Here's a short pass by Cameron. Once again, the Saints in with a chance. Down towards half forward. Now, where's Billings? There's Jack Billings. And he's got Membry in the square. That's where he heads. And he will kick the goal, and he does. Suddenly...
Tell you what, great effort by Savage, Sandy, wasn't it? It was fantastic there. Look at this kick. You just see Charlie Cameron had the ball in the wing. Now, this was a certain mark to Cam Rayner, but Savage just made that crucial lunge at it. That is his goal. Shane Savage, take your hat off, mate. Magnificent. Now 3 goals clear the Saints.
Yeah, another turnover goal too. But and as you can see, what they do well, the Saints, is take off. They take off, and it's very hard for the Lions defenders to get hold of them.
So 9 minutes to go, and the Saints are out to an 18-point lead, which is a game-high lead since they led by that margin, 18 at the 29.5-minute mark of the first quarter. They got it out to 19 at three-quarter time. So enjoying a bit of a purple patch. They've kicked 3 of the last 4 goals. Another chance for them now. They're lining up. Bruce is there. Pressure is on. The Saints swarming at them at the moment. Robertson picks up. Can find some trouble today, Robertson. He gets enough of it, but just hasn't had the composure. On this occasion, it's Witherden. Good kick. Need to get it going. 2-on-2 in the forward 50. Cameron goes out. Punched away, though. Beautiful play. Over the line now to bounce for a throw-in.
Brandy, you're gesturing there. I reckon the last 2, Cam Rayner, put your arms out, which might mean a chop in the arms on Shane Savage. And who was the...
Cameron.
And Cameron, the same thing.
Yeah.
Get your arms out in front of you. Then it forces the defender to take an arm, and you might get a free kick.
We've been complimenting the Lions all day for their stoppage work. They're up plus 14. But on the other hand, the Saints have kicked 6 goals straight from their defensive 50. So the Lions just struggling to slow them down and minimise the scoring when they do come out clean.
Not out of it yet, though. Beams, inspirational with his tackling. Eventually another stoppage, just inside the 50.
I think the thing that hurts now, we know Daniel Rich going off early too, so you start to get tired, you start to get worn down, you start to make mental mistakes.
Looking at Charlie Cameron too, he's just about done. Bell gives it to Christensen, to Louis Taylor. Is that going to stay in? It's a high ball, and Brown comes charging at it. And he was the one that really wanted that.
Had a good day, Brown, and also Carlisle, the key defenders for St Kilda.
Looks good in stripes, doesn't he?
I think the Browns generally have had a good day. Sinclair's the flyer. Couldn't take the mark. Jack Steele at the bottom of the pack to Kobe Stevens. He appears to be okay. Nunes steadies in his 89th straight game. What a run he's had. Chance once again for the Lions to go back into attack through Gardner. Up towards Bell. Had to beat a couple. Seb Ross is the first to recover. Gresham is there with him. So too Steele. Ross goes on to the left foot. Up towards centre wing. Walker couldn't complete the mark. Stephen again. He just will not stop, Jack Stephen. And look at that pass to Josh Bruce. There's no one at home. He goes with the flat helicopter. Which way will it bounce? That's the way it will bounce. How do you like that?
Yeah, Jack Stephen's impact on this game has been unbelievable. I think he just came off the bench then and ran straight into the contest. And did you see how hard he ran from here? Here it is here. Should have marked it, Walker. I don't know whether we're going to get a picture of Stephen running, but he continues to run. And I know Bruce kicks this goal, but how hard he's running in the forward line. We see just behind. He finished off about 30 metres out from goal. He's been absolutely phenomenal, Jack Stephen. 32 and 2 goals.
Saints have kicked the last 3, 4 of the last 5.
Brisbane just getting, St Kilda just getting more numbers to the contest now. It comes back to that energy and a bit more experience later on in the game. A little bit more resilient.
Jack Stephen, where's number 3? And if he doesn't get 3 votes in round 1 in the Brownlow, there'll be questions asked. He has absolutely made this game his own. He's been sensational. You almost feel, though, 6 minutes and 45 seconds to go. Brisbane don't deserve to be beaten by any more than this. This has been a fair indication. But the Saints now on the march.
Yeah, you're right, Ed. You hope it doesn't blow out. Not suggesting still they can't win, but it's a fair way back from here. But you just hope. They've been outstanding. 1 contested ball, 1 clearances. And you're right, just the experience of the Saints, Jack Stevens. And as I said, they're a 12-win team last year, the Saints, versus a 6-win team. So, the expectation going in, I reckon there's a lot to like about the Lions. Hopefully they finish off extremely well.
You should know the rules by now, Hodgie.
The number 1 pre-season focus. He's got a bit of a wry smile, Hodgie. How can you do this to one of the great captains? He knows the rules, doesn't he? No, but it has been the number 1 focus for the Brisbane Lions has been the contested footy and the contest work over summer. So that's a big tick.
Yep. An 11-win team, sorry, the Saints were last year. I think 12 the year before. So 12 the year before, 11 last year. So
so more wins and losses in the last 2 years, but yet to make the finals. Here's a chance now for the Brisbane Lions. Witheren's kick is a shocker, though.
And they're the mental errors now. Once this creeps in, and Fags will be getting a little bit frustrated now. But just a sneaky goal now can get that energy level back up for the Lions too. They need to just almost hope for a turnover or get a goal from a Charlie Cameron or a Rayner, and exciting. It just gets them back in the game.
Yeah, just needed that one, really, didn't it?
Yeah, they did.
Brown's kick is a good one. Gets outside the defensive 50. Billings has been fantastic all through the day. That was a handball coming out from Sinclair. Now they're off to the races, the Saints. Look at this. Long is on his own. All he has to do is get this run through. He does, like his Uncle Michael. Looks around, kicks towards the goal square. It's a goal! What a goal it was. The Saints are now on fire at Etihad.
Yeah, Jack Billings, the other one, isn't he, Ed? He's the one, just when ball in hand with Stevens and Billings, it makes a massive, massive difference. And again, Hodgie's effort to try and cover everything down back's been unbelievable.
So let's have a look at this. Ben Long kicks his first goal in football. This is what his uncle was like on grand final day in 1993. One of the most famous goals in grand final history. As he runs around, ran in the forward 50. There was some memories coming back when young Ben Long did that. Congratulations to Ben Long. Great stuff as he kicks his first goal for the Saints.
Sauce touch that, you reckon?
No.
No, but he still thinks he did.
Never believe a Carlton bloke, mate.
So here we go in the middle. Armitage ripped off the footy before he could get a kick. That was by Bell, who's wrapped up by Ross. Ball eventually does come out to Ross again. Chance now for Cameron. Just trying to surge the ball forward. Savage is there as well, trying to defend. Carlisle also. Saints have the numbers. They should be able to steady. Short back to Carlisle. Just over 5 minutes remaining. Carlisle short to Geary.
This is the area that St Kilda have done the damage today. 13 goals have kicked from turnovers.
Yeah.
I think 6 of them have come from the defensive 50.
Savage to Membry, who's just come off the bench. Short again, Seb Ross.
At times have been terrific the way they've moved the ball, St Kilda. If they can get their kicking game going, they've been very dangerous.
So, boys, it's been a 38-point turnaround, basically, since time on in the third quarter.
Yeah, I think we saw in the last 10 minutes that the Saints were up in contested ball. It was a problem for them for most of the game. And it's really hard there to defend turnovers continually. And I think that's what Brownie was saying. It's hard to set up defensively because you're on the offensive move and you turn the ball over, you're just completely out of position.
Sinclair to Clark to Long. To put the Saints inside 50 once again. Big pack of players, almost the line mark, but not paid, so the pack's developed. Oh, Jack, you can't do that.
Daniel McStain, a bit of pain behind play as well. Just near Luke Hodge. You can see he's still on the ground from that contest.
Might be cramp, hopefully.
He's up. So Hodgie's okay. There was no damage done there, but not what you want to see.
Hold there. Yours.
Half back.
Hold. Fair out. Perfect. Out.
Christensen to the outer side. Time rapidly becoming a factor now for the Brisbane Lions. And again, well chopped off by Dylan Roberton. He's been a wonderful defender. Short to Billy Longer. Now Ross to Sinclair. Gives it back to Stephen, who's got Long a long way downfield. Bruce is there as well. Bruce v. Robertson. Nunes close to the boundary line. And with him, Harris Andrews. Boundary line wins.
Well, it doesn't look good, does it?
Groin.
Thanks, Billy. Cheers, mate.
Tough day for key position forwards for the Lions. Josh Walker, just the 7 disposals. Started back, but went forward pretty quickly. Eric Hipwood, only the 6 disposals. Lions haven't been able to get anything out of their key forwards today.
So they're going to keep pushing here, the Lions. It's out to 5 goals now.
Jade Carlisle has been sensational today, along with Nathan Brown.
Yeah, direct opponents. Defenders.
Yeah, very experienced. Their positioning's been fantastic. They read the ball well. Carlisle had a fantastic year last year, his first year on the field for St Kilda.
So Jack Stephen again. Little chippy kick.
Hold there, Charlie. Thank you.
Seb Ross goes out wide. Now they are on.
Darren.
The skipper kicks inside 50. Plenty of Saints here for the mark. Off hands. Fall of the ball. Bell shovels it out. Still not out yet. Now they are. So Taylor. Robertson. Taylor. Just gets it over the top.
Beams gives it away to Robertson. Out towards Cameron, who can pop it over the top, and he does. Towards Hipwood, who's kicked 1. And they're going to get another one now because Walker is going to stroll into the open goal and kick the goal.
Yeah, finished there. Disappointing day there. Josh Walker hasn't had a lot of impact on the game. I tell you, one area of the game I think the Lions will be disappointed in, Roosie, is a lot of drop marks.
I was thinking exactly that.
The intercept marks.
Yep.
When you go for those marks as a defender, you have to take them.
Yeah,
you go for them and the ball spills. It's been a real problem. I think that's an area that the defensive coach of the Lions will work on.
Yeah, he's still limping, Walk, but you're absolutely right. They've probably dropped half a dozen marks that have impacted either end, either their ability to score or Saints' ability to score. So it has been an issue for them today.
Nathan Brown has a wry smile. He almost kept a clean sheet there. And Joe the Goose over the top.
Block, Brisbane. Advantage.
The advantage is
there they go.
Bell from 55. And Robinson reads the ball as good as anyone off the boot, Robinson.
He does. Just on that, Nathan Brown and Jake Carlo been fantastic pickups for St Kilda, I think. Very experienced defenders, two of the better defenders in the comp.
That was Clark, Hunter Clark in his first game, who has not looked out of place at all. Good young player. Great to see Armitage back after an injury-riddled season last year as well. Another Saints goal coming up here, is it? Bruce has been fantastic. Oh, that's sensational. And the kick wasn't good enough to go through for a goal. Kobe Stevens misses on the turn, through from behind.
11 disposals for Hunter Clark. Ruzi, how have you seen his day?
Yeah, look, he's been solid. I mean, your expectations of a young fella is really not to look out of place from a negative point of view. And I think all the youngsters today have looked like they belong in AFL footy.
Seb Ross with Bell infringing. Ross goes short to Jack Stephen.
Been enormous, Jack Stephen.
Number 34 disposal coming up. Finding Armitage. He's been busy as well, 24 for Armo.
You just watch Jack Stevens running off the ball. He's just incredible. Like, he must be an elite endurance out there. He just works so hard in the game. You'd love to see his GPS stuff. It's just amazing to see him work. And he does it with power and speed.
Stevens again. Just counting down the clock now, the Saints. They're going to open with a win. Second and third quarters, they had a battle on their hands. Here is Hunter Clark. But they've come home with a wet sail. Clark finding Savage. He finds Seb Ross. Ross gets the hand pass away. They've probably time for one more if Nunes gets a wriggle on. No, he can't. Jack Nunes finishes with the footy. The Saints finish with the premiership points in round one.
There it is, the Saints. They were terrific, especially in that last quarter, probably quarter and a half footy, Ruzi. They got back into the game through their contest work. I thought Stephen, Ross, Akers, Billings, Nunes, they really got to work in the trenches. They were able to turn the tables there on the Brisbane Lions. They were fantastic and end up with a very good win by 25 points.
Yeah, I think at one stage they were minus 20 in contested possession, Brownie, and they really they finished minus 6. So they really stiffened up in the last quarter. If you can see Daniel Rich, geez, it must be nasty. Didn't look like he rolled it pretty severely, but that's not a great sign, is it, Brownie?
No, it was a big loss, and certainly Brisbane may have run out of legs.
Yeah, exactly.
Certainly there towards the end of the game. I tell you who's didn't run out of legs, Jack Billings, who was on fire today. He's downstairs with Nick Del Santo.
Yeah, spot on, Brownie. A super game. JB, you had a bit of a hamstring complaint a few weeks ago. You must be happy with, one, the way you performed, but also running out the game the way you did.
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty tired today. Yeah, I just had a bit of a hammy sort of in about February, and it wasn't too bad. It was just, yeah, I guess the club was a bit cautious, so I only played the one JLT, so yeah, I was probably feeling it today, but I'm just hoping to next few weeks really get that match fitness at a high level, and yeah, hopefully I can contribute strongly.
It looked like today you were trying to move the ball a lot quicker off half-back, particularly by hand, and get some overlap run. How does that affect you as a midfield forward and the opportunities it gives you at goal?
Yeah, I mean, it's really exciting, especially as a forward. You can reset really hard and hopefully beat your opponent back. So we've been working on that over summer, and yeah, I thought the boys did well today, and boys is something we've really focused on and trying to improve. So we'll still work on it, but it's good.
Another little area to work on, I'm sure you have been over the summer, is your goal kicking. 2 goals, 3 today. Do you take that as a positive that you're getting shots on goal, or that you probably need to kick a few more out of those 5?
Yeah, I mean, I want to kick them all, but that's the game, and you can't have it always perfect. But I've done a lot of work over the summer, so yeah, hopefully they can flip onto more goals this year, but we'll wait and see.
It's a super attitude, and you had a super game. Well done, JB.
Thanks, Al. Cheers.
He did have a very good game, Nicky Dowd. 26 disposals. Kicked a couple of goals. They shared the goals around, which is good news as far as the Saints are concerned. You've got Stephen with 2, Gresham with 3, Billings with 2, Bruce with 3, Membry with 2.
Yeah, 9 individual goal kickers. Fantastic. And it wasn't dominated by the key forwards, was it? You see Paddy McCartney only end up with the 1 goal. Memory end up with 2 goals. And Bruce was there as well with 3 goals, but shared around. Dell's down there with the captain, Jaron Geary.
John down there here by Gears. Gears, I spoke to you pre-game, and first of all, thanks for your time. That was great insight. You spoke about getting off to a really good start and things you wanted to do. How did you see the start of the game, and were those things executed?
Look, we knew they were going to come out and hit us with a hard start as well, which they did. We thought if we could stay with them for 20 minutes, we'd be able to break it open. We did towards the end of the first quarter, but then they came back at us in that second quarter. In that first 10 minutes, we probably tried to play a little bit too easier footy, but then we sort of be able to swing the momentum back a little bit. I thought overall it was a good effort. We knew they were going to stick with us for as long as they could, but we thought if we kept persisting, we'd be right. In the end, we were.
There's so many things that get spoken about over 6 months of pre-season for St Kilda. How do you narrow the boys' focus to make sure they are executing what you've asked them to on game day?
Well, it's pretty simple for us today because we've been so poor at the start, and that's all we want to do, get off to a good start and get ourselves in the game. We've had a poor start, like I said before the game. We thought, if it gives ourselves a chance, we'll be all right, and that's what we did today. And then from there on, we sort of saw some good signs going forward. I mean, Jack Stephen had an electric 10-minute period in that third quarter that's really got us going, and speak about not having any A grade. If he does that too many times throughout the year, people are going to start talking about him. So I think he's a pretty special player, and he did that in the third quarter.
Very nice. And just finally, the ball movement, particularly off half-back, a lot of clubs are trying to go faster. Have you tried to change that, or is it just something that the game allows you to do at certain times?
I think early on in the year you see teams, the game opening up towards the back end of the games, and we felt like we probably went a little bit too quick for periods throughout the game. We probably rushed ourselves a little bit. We still want to come through the corridor, but if we start getting them cherry picked off too often, we're going to start pulling it back a little bit. Sort of work in progress for us. We still want to rebound pretty strongly, but we found when we went around them today it was probably a little bit better for us, but throughout the year we'll try and come through as much as we can.
Well, you look like you've worked hard. You're dripping with sweat. Congratulations on the first win of the year.
Cheers, mate.
It's always nice to get the first one under your belt because it's not an easy path. Saints have got North Melbourne next week, then the Crows, Geelong and the Giants, which is certainly going to be a testing month.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at where both teams are at, as we talked about, the 11-win team looking to jump up into the final, Sandy, and then a 6-win team that's probably looking to creep up a little bit, but also work on percentage. And I thought it was a win-win for both teams today, Sandy.
I was going to ask you, Roosie, the positives to come out of it for the Lions.
Yeah, absolutely. They've been working really hard on the contested ball. They won that +6. Their clearances, they were +17 in clearances. Look, it was just the turnovers that really cost them in the end. So the Saints probably needed to win, or not probably, needed to win this more, was expected to win, as we see. But there's a real lot to like, Brownie, with the Lions.
Yeah, there was. They'd be disappointed in their tackling effort, I think. It was a low tackling day. St Kilda had 46. Brisbane had 45. They just weren't able to apply that pressure on the turnover like you were talking about. St Kilda kicked several coast-to-coast goals. A lot of the times originated in their defensive 50, which Chris Fagan would be disappointed in. But at times, St Kilda's ball movement was sensational. They'll be happy to start. It's a reasonable start to the year for them. They've got North Melbourne next week here at Etihad Stadium, as you said, then Adelaide and Geelong.
I think there's also some good learnings too defensively, because and watching Hodgie out there today, you can see why he's out there. And I reckon the defensive coach and Luke Hodge will get that group together and say, boys, even though it's hard to defend a turnover, we need to get early positioning, we need to get back quickly. So there's some really good learnings for a young defence. And as we see the Saints go down, Sandy, into the rooms, as I said, they needed to win the game. They've ticked the first one off, which is really important.
Nathan Brown, see there in the shot, he is terrific today. Memory was good all day, he just didn't kick straight early. Magnificent banana kicker there at the end, banana goal.
Yeah, they had a lot of contributors. Kobe Stevens.
Savage is a crucial player. They're number 5. He's a crucial player coming out of defence with his kicking skills.
Yeah.
Savage.
I'm sure they're going to be singing this song with plenty of gusto. Here they go. Saints led by 9 points at half-time. They had a 5-goal blast to 3 in the final term. And the eventual margin was 25 points. A good way to start the season. 4 premiership points in the bag. And the confidence starts to build.